Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
Yo.
This is episode 181.
181.
Of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy Busby.
Give me a hell yeah!
And over here it's your boy JC No Hunnits.
And Martin.
Yo, what the fuck is up, guys?
Another day in the quarantine life. Another day in the quarantine life. You know the vibes.
I wish I didn't.
You know the fucking vibes. Wear a mask, save a life.
I had a good week. The extra 2 days from recording helped out tremendously. And it actually kind of worked out considering we had 2 holidays this week.
Shit.
Man, every day's a holiday. Every day's a damn holiday right now, man.
Nah, this week was
it kind of feels like it though.
Nah, this week was special. Monday, of course, was May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day.
Oh, so y'all watch all... So you watched everything up... Did y'all watch everything up to Return of the Jedi?
Hell no. I ain't watch anything Star Wars related. I just celebrated the fact
that it was... man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, same here, so... When I wasn't working, but still felt like work.
Nah, I didn't.
But
I didn't watch anything Star Wars related, but, you know... I watched Star Wars enough to at least celebrate and acknowledge the holiday.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it was the last episode of Clone Wars, and I was asking everyone, like, on Twitter, I was like, because for the last few weeks, people have been praising the last few episodes of Clone Wars. So I asked, okay, because they uploaded the episodes, like, weekly, like one episode a week, which was annoying. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, okay, so what episode should I watch? And they said, just watch the last 4 episodes. And I was like, for sure. So I watched the last 4 episodes. Now, I'm going to watch the other ones later. But the reason why I watched the last 4 episodes is that it literally is like a 4-part finale. Because it literally connects to Return of the Sith. And it's seen from Ahsoka's point of view. Which is, yeah. And they even changed the logos and shit, too. Like, you know, when you watch it, like, the Clone Wars logo's yellow and shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, on these last 4 episodes, the logo is red.
Huh.
Yeah, and that was it. Mm-hmm. Like they said, "Oh, shit ain't sweet no more." You know the vibes.
Looking at you like Batista.
Give me what I want.
Give me what I want. Like, you know the vibes. You know what's about to happen.
You know what time it is.
Right.
Everybody about to die. Well, not really, but it was like one of those. In my opinion, it could have been a movie, and it was by far in my opinion, one of the best Star Wars visuals that I have seen.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that, so I'm a
So if anything, just watch the last 4 episodes. If any, because everything else is kind of like little, missions and shit like that. But the last 4 episodes, that's when shit gets shit doesn't get sweet. Like after that, I watched Return of the Sith without commentary. By the way,
really,
it's still funny to this day.
Oh, you're talking about the commentary. I thought you just went back and watched it.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did, and then I had to put our commentary.
Gotcha.
Just to. Yeah, still funny to this day. Still funny to this day.
Yeah, because weren't we talking about 6ix9ine that episode too?
Yep, it's Revenge of the Blinkies. Yeah. It was it's hilarious.
Speaking of Snitchy Sixy, did you guys see what he's planning on doing on Friday?
Yeah,
no.
IG Live.
Seriously?
He announced it that he's coming back on. He's gonna make his grand return on IG Live just to test the temperature. I think that's what I'm calling it.
He even put a timestamp on it too, Martin. Motherfucker said 12 p.m. Eastern time on Friday.
No, he said 3 p.m.
Or 3 p.m. I'm sorry.
East
12 p.m. our time.
But he actually put like a direct time on it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna be at work, so I ain't gonna see that. I mean, I'll probably see, but the thing is, I know why he's doing that because he wants to see what rappers or what artists is gonna show up, and I already know artists are gonna show up. And the way how everything is, they don't give a damn. They're gonna show up just to interact with him and probably work with him. They said he already bought like 2 cars and shit. Like he's chilling.
Oh, of course, he's taking full advantage of these quarantine discounts at the dealerships.
It's kind of funny now because as soon as he went to jail, that's when everything started to reopen all of a sudden.
Right.
It's God's sense of humor. It's God's sense of humor. Like, oh, you thought you safe, huh?
Yeah. God. Yo, I hate to associate God and Palpatine, but God looking like execute phase 1.
Or phase 1. Execute phase 1.
And I know what you mean, dog. Like you don't want to put those two together, but I mean, what you gonna do?
But Master, we still haven't hit the second stage yet. Do it.
Do it. Master Skywalker, they're all over us. What are we gonna do? I don't know what you finna do. Man, he really killed them kids, man.
I don't know what you finna do, but fuck these kids.
Fuck your fort. like he really killed them kids. Like, damn.
Nah, he really lived out that MJ meme, like straight up.
Fuck them kids.
Yo, if anybody's listening to this that has any creative control as far as editing videos, please redo that scene and put MJ's face on that when he beams up the lightsaber.
Fuck them kids.
Oh damn.
Oh man, it was crazy. I've seen Star Wars so many times. It's kind of just like, it's like I'll watch everything, including Solo, all the way up to Return of the Jedi. I cannot watch the sequel trilogy no more because Rise of Skywalker messed. I can't even watch Last Jedi, and I love Last Jedi. Well, and Force Awakens is great, but then when you get to Rise of Skywalker, it's like a butchered landing. It's like, blah.
The funny thing about it is there's no down the middle. There's no agreement on which ones are bad. Like you're saying that about this last one. Others have said that about the previous one. That you were like, no, I don't know why they hated it. They liked it. Like it's literally all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason. That's wild that plays out like that.
The only one that's kind of like in the middle of the road is Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of cool on Force Awakens because it sets up everything.
That was all right. And then
it's just like madness. And then it's just madness for the last 2 movies because, Disney didn't have a plan.
Right.
So that's trash. Well, whatever. They say they still got plans for the next few movies or whatever. They got to make up shit. So
I mean, they're like scrambling for it. They at least put a plan together with the Mandalorian. They put all the behind the scenes that they turned that into a series now.
Yeah, like the blueprint on the artwork and shit like that. Yeah.
That's actually I'll give them props for that. That's good timing to throw that in.
Yeah, and also with Rise of Skywalker, I was just looking at the extras. They added all the behind-the-scenes shit on Rise of Skywalker because that shit wasn't going to hit Disney Plus until like a few months from now. Right. But, the Rona happened, so like, we got to get it up. So it's like, as of right now, the entire Skywalker saga is up on Disney Plus. So it's like, wow.
I mean, I know how you feel. Yeah, I know how you feel about the last one, but shout out to them. Let's give them a round of applause. All 9 of them.
Seriously.
All 9 of them.
That's amazing.
No, but the thing was, George Lucas didn't think he wasn't gonna finish 7, 8, and 9. So it was like, it ended after Return of the fucking Jedi.
Yeah, no, but that's yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean, though. Like, even he was thinking, "Oh shit, I'm never gonna finish this," and then we're now in a world where they're not only together like it's a DVD or a Blu-ray format. Nah, there's a streaming platform, and it is exclusively through that streaming platform. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, man. It's wild. Star Wars, nigga.
Yeah. When we got done with May the 4th, it's big times over here. Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
See, every year, Cinco de Mayo is the one holiday where me myself stay in the house, no matter if it was a pandemic or not.
That is a lie.
Staying in the. That's one time. But the other time,
that was one time.
That one time is why we had to pause last week or the week before when we were talking about division. But that was Cinco de Mayo.
It is, but still, that was like a once in a lifetime moment. But the majority of the time, I am in the house because, yeah, no, I was like, nah, because y'all crazy. I'm staying in the house. Traffic is bad. Nah, I'm in.
It's
I'm
wild,
in the house,
bro. Because like you're the one that goes out. You know what I mean? Like go out.
I know,
but that's the
one holiday.
Yeah, and
but
like,
that's my
you figure
one
that'd
rule.
be the one day.
Yeah,
like,
but that's the one. But in the words of the joke, that's one day I break my one rule and stay in the house. Shit.
Shit.
Nah, not me, man. My Mexican side, I let that.
Exactly. That's y'all day. Juneteenth is my day.
My Mexican side, I let that vato run loose.
This guy.
I bet you did. In the house, I hope.
Yeah, no. So what was funny was so our household, we didn't have anything planned. It was that's what made yesterday, of course, Cinco de Mayo, I was recording. That's what made it so fun. Nothing was planned. I was out here doing music shit, and then family's inside cooking, and then all of a sudden they're taking shots, and I just happened to walk in, and my brother's girlfriend was like, "Hey, you didn't take a shot with me for my birthday, which was over the weekend because I wasn't here." And so I was like, "All right, yeah, I'll take a shot with you." I didn't know at the time that it was my sister's and hers fourth shot going into it, and then they pulled my brother before he got into the shower. They pulled him out the bathroom, so he's only got a towel on. My mom walks in from across the street, and she's like, "Why are you only wearing a towel?" And then we're looking at her like, "Why are you wasting time?" Because the three of us clearly have no problem with him being in his towel right now. Like, he's in the comfort of his own home. Stop wasting time. Let's all take a family shot. And sure enough, we took a family shot, and then we all went our ways, and then we came back in, took another one. Man, we had tacos, we had enchiladas. My brother came in with George Clooney's tequila.
Damn.
Then we went.
I forgot he has a tequila. I forgot about that.
Then we went outside and we had a burn session. Like, our household was sponsored by Backwoods and George Clooney's tequila, and it was incredible.
Well,
That's what's
damn.
up, bro.
And then my mom, because my mom's working from home this week. She's been rotating. So one week she works from home, the other week she has to go to the hospital and work. So this was her week to stay home. So then she's like, "Nah, I'm tapping out. I'm going into the room." So all four of us were still in the kitchen, and then next thing you know, we're playing the Dreams Love Hate album because I'm pointing out stuff to them about writing styles because Gabby didn't know that that the Dream and Jay they write Beyonce's raps. Not saying that she don't have a part, but she didn't know that was the creative process. So I was highlighting like, oh no, like Dream has tells that it's him writing. And so then we played Fast Car, and then that's when I broke it to her that that's based off of Little Red Corvette. And she's like, "No way." And I was like, "Yeah, listen to it." And she goes, "Oh shit, I hear it now." So that was funny doing that. And of course, half black, half Mexican. Got to throw on the YG.
Oh, of course.
So we threw on My Crazy Life and was bumping that. Like, it was a fun night in the house. The only thing that was missing was Larissa. But like I said, it was spur of the moment. Like, wasn't planned, because if it was planned, I would have had her come over right away.
Oh, for sure.
Well,
but yeah, no, it was cool. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
That's what's up. Well, out here in good old San Jose, everyone else had fun outside.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like idiots.
Bro, this shit. All right, so for y'all who don't know, I don't give a fuck about giving my location and shit. I literally live a block away from King and Story.
Yeah.
The hub of Cinco de Mayo. Like every year.
Yeah.
Man. For real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bruh, when I tell you that shit was lit for no goddamn reason because of this damn corona, that shit was fucking lit. Like, there was fucking, I want to say hundreds, but it was probably more in the thousands of people just chilling out in the parking lots and shit. Obviously, traffic is bad because that is the cruising area. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, too, it's the hub, so all the shopping centers are there.
Yeah, I know exactly I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then
that's where my bank is at.
Yeah, and then capitalist assholes, then they throw in Target and shit like that. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not just Mexican hub. Like, no, it's a you go in Target and shop too. So you have all that traffic piled into one.
Right.
So
I tell you that I went to go pick up some shit from my brother's house, came back, bro. You know how long that shit took me just to get to my house? Especially because they blocked off. Bro, I'm telling you, they blocked off the exit on Story Road. So I had to go back all the way up to Tully. You know what I'm saying? Then cut all the way back through all the traffic on King Road. Like, bruh.
I'm sure that took a nice 2 hours, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Easy, bro. And that's not even an exaggeration. I wish it was.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you have to live here to understand.
Yeah, because over here in San Jose, Cinco de Mayo is literally a tradition, pandemic or not.
Oh, in some households, it's bigger than Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Pandemic or not, these Mexicans are gonna go ham, no matter what. And I learned that. I'm like, wow. I mean, I was nowhere around it, but I saw pictures, and I'm like, for sure, keep that away from me.
I saw all the pictures. I just smelt all the horchata and pan dulce, man. I could just smell it.
And then a whole bunch of Corona, the drink and the virus.
Exactly.
So it's like, hey man, that's on you. Like one of my coworkers was telling me, like we were just kind of complaining about it. I was like, yeah, one of my daughter's son-in-law called, my daughter's husband called me and he was like, yeah, you should come out here. It's like, yeah, you should come out here. There's all the lowriders and everything. And then my coworker was like, why the hell you out there? Yeah, he's like, you're half black and Mexican, more black than Mexican. Why are you out there? I was like, yeah, I mean, shit, man. Idiots.
YG and Nipsey, they helped bridge that gap.
Shit. Have you heard the new Snoop Dogg, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's pushing that agenda and shit.
Yeah.
My God. Whatever. I hope y'all... God willing, I really hope none of y'all caught that shit. If y'all were out there enjoying yourselves, enjoying your heritage, it's cool.
It's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. I was not out there.
Yeah,
not like that. Nah,
let's make that perfectly clear.
Yeah, seriously.
We, especially moi, was not out there.
Yeah.
If pandemic or not, I stay in the house.
Yo, Martin, it's funny as hell because I got an image of Busby. He's sitting out the window just peeking through the blinds like it's the fucking purge.
Yep. Be like Will Smith and I Am Legend, chilling in the bathtub.
He's looking through the blinds. These motherfuckers.
Oh my God.
Pandemic or not, that's exactly what I would say. Yep.
That's
funny.
I'll keep it real with you. Like I had my fun and shit with Cinco de Mayo. Now it's like I'm just chilling. And the best part about it is being so close to King of Story. I get all the low riders and the basically like sideshows and shit. If you looked at my IG story, I put there was literally tire marks all throughout my freaking block. You know what I mean? Like I see everything that. Anyways.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, somebody said what it is.
Yeah, somebody said it best. They're like, God has a sense of humor. When we're in a pandemic on Cinco de Mayo that takes place on Taco Tuesday, and the pandemic is named after one of the most popular beers.
Yeah.
That's God's sense of humor.
Yeah.
That's literally God's sense of humor. It's also God's sense of humor.
Execute phase one.
It's also God's sense of humor just to see how stupid people are. And it's like at this point now, because this past week people were just protesting outside, like, governors' houses and the governor's houses and offices.
Yeah.
And the state capitol.
Mainly white, some black. But I don't know what to say. I've seen signs that says "My body, my choice." That's not how this works. But
The funny thing is, man, is that they're always like against that shit, and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna use that. And then, when it's convenient.
And then sometimes I'm at work and I see, and they're not allowed to go. Nobody's allowed into certain facilities without a mask now,
right?
Because common sense. Yeah. Sometimes I just see people walk in with no mask or gloves, just so casually, and I'm just looking at them like, really, do you know what's going on right now? And I saw another video of this dude at he was at a gas station, and this white lady comes in with a mask on, but there was holes cut out in the mouth, and he's very sarcastic, and he goes, "Oh, that's a great mask. Where'd you get this? Where'd you get that?" And she's like, "Oh, I made it myself, because I couldn't breathe in it. So yeah." Okay.
Hey man.
All right.
I mean,
See,
that's stupid. Don't get me wrong. That is stupid. But I mean, at least, as much as I hate to say it, she had like an actual reason. You know what I mean? To breathe. You know what I mean? Not like the nurses I see on my
ventilator. It's pretty.
Nah, but hold up. Not like the nurses I see on my IG story that are my friends. They cut the damn hole in their fucking mask just to drink their freaking Starbucks.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's real rich.
Yeah, so JC, you said you saw some shit before recording. You said you saw some shit, and it's just like people are idiots.
Yeah, I went to Target to go do a pick up an order, and of course Target is one of the establishments where they're still having lines, people coming in, all that. This black dude was he was getting towards the front of the line, and she stopped the line. And that's when I approached because of what I do, I just show him the app, say, hey, I'm here on a pickup. I need to go get in, whatever, and it's good. So as I'm walking up, he stopped and he's like, come on, man, I just got to get some fucking dental floss. Now, mind you, he's saying this and he has no mask on. So he's already putting everybody at risk at this point. Everybody else around him has a mask on, including the worker.
Right.
So he's like, no, I got to get some dental floss. And while he says this, if you leave the Target parking lot and just literally drive out and go right across the street into the next parking lot, there's a whole ass Walgreens there with no line. So I'm legit looking at this man like,
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm legit looking at him like you just can't solve stupidity. Like you just have to let it. You have to let it breathe.
It's just natural selection. It's just natural selection. Like that's pretty much what I'm calling it. Because
because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at this man like, Target just isn't a place to, just buy some shit that you shouldn't buy. Like it's an actual grocery store, so people are coming in to get that stuff. Like if you just want dental floss, like
go to Walgreens
where they got the dental floss,
anywhere.
or you could just order the shit from Amazon.
Bro,
did you tell him
go
that?
to the gas station and get dental floss.
And that was my thing too. Like
you go to 7-Eleven.
You knew your ass was running out of dental floss last week. Like, come on, bro.
That too, for real.
It's crazy when you see especially at the spot I'm working at, man. I see people come in shopping, and they just get like the bare minimum, and I'm just looking at them like, you just came here just for some ice cream, bruh? Really?
Yeah.
Just for some damn ice cream.
Hey man, don't you ever talk shit about ice cream, dog.
Yeah, but I gotta defend that. I gotta defend that because there's a circumstance where maybe they were shopping and at the time there was no ice cream, so they got all their order.
No. I watched them walk in.
No. But I'm saying that is a reality. It may not be the reality.
Yeah,
of what
it is
happened.
a reality. It is a reality. I know, but but sometimes I watch these people walk in. And then, they didn't shop earlier.
Well, I'm saying they could have went the day before. That's what I'm saying.
Or 2 days before, and it's like, damn it, I wanted to get some ice cream, but they didn't have none.
Right.
I'm gonna go back and see if they got it.
I get y'all, but some
my thing is like
it could be. It could be. I'm not
trying to shoot
them.
Yeah, I'm not trying to shoot them that much bail. I'm just saying if they come out with gloves or a mask or both, it's kind of like, I can't judge because you're following protocol. Whatever.
Yeah. Those people I don't judge, but the ones I see that don't have a mask, and then one lady even said, I hate wearing these. I can't breathe in this. And I'm like, and I just looked at her like, well, you rather be breathing on a ventilator? Put the damn mask on.
Yeah.
I literally said that to her too.
Another thing I noticed too, which was
Ruthless.
it blew up all over social media. When I say blew up all over social media, I'm not talking about me. I'm just saying this whole incident blew up. Was it's very interesting to see when blue lives actually matter.
Oh yeah, I saw that. White folks pushing the popo.
Like,
I saw it.
Literally walking up on them, protesting all up in their face with no masks.
Seriously.
And then I felt some type of way about the officers too, because even though I looked at them like they're just doing what they're told to do, like that's fine. I was looked at the officers like, wait, y'all don't have any masks, and you guys are practicing perfect restraint right now. My oh my, this is intriguing. This is different. I don't know what
natural
I'm looking
selection. At. Just let natural selection take its course. That's how I'm looking at it. Just let it take its course, because niggas are idiots in the words of OG Mac.
No, I'm not talking about natural selection. I'm talking about how black and brown, you could be unarmed and you're viewed as a threat. But here's somebody is with COVID-19, possibly as a carrier, spitting in your face, and you're practicing perfect restraint. It's just like, wow.
Racism. It's just racism.
It's wild on wild on both sides. It's just like I said. It's just you just have to laugh at the fact where it's like, damn, I thought y'all said Blue Lives Matter. Like, why are you attacking them now? Like,
because they want to go back to work. They want to go to Applebee's. You know, they want to do that type of stuff. It's their body, their choice.
I mean, Blue Lives Matter, their body, their choice. Remember when Kaepernick was just taking a knee?
I know, right?
Like, his seriously. Knee, his choice. It's his knee, his choice.
Yeah, but it wasn't his choice, though. You know what I mean? Like, everybody got on him about that shit. Now look what's going on.
Yeah,
like, you kidding me? You see the difference?
Yeah, they told him not to disrespect the flag, and then people brought the flag to swing at or at least shove in the face of police officers. So it's like,
that's how you know if they're like a MAGA supporters when they get the American flag, which is sad. Like, if you see the American flag in their avatar, or do you see them rocking it, I'm like, you one of them niggas.
Oh, the generic pictures. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how like you can tell.
See-through shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Always sitting in the truck.
America. America.
Yeah.
America.
Well, since we're on the topic, I mean, might as well stay here. I actually kind of want to get this out the way. All jokes aside, the shit's starting to hit the fan, and it's starting to turn deadly. Did you guys hear about the security guard in Flint, Michigan?
Yep.
That one, no, I didn't.
Okay, so there was a security guard at the dollar store in Flint. His name was Calvin Munnerlin. He was 43 years old. He told this lady, Charmel Teague, who was 45, that she couldn't come inside unless she either put a mask on her or a mask on her child because they were walking in with no masks. She then proceeded to yell at him, spit at him, and then drove away. 20 minutes later, she comes back with her husband, Larry Teague, who was 44, and Ramon Ye, her son, who was 23. And Ramon Ye then gets into an argument with him and then pulls his gun out and shoots this man in cold blood and kills him right there on the spot.
Shit.
Like,
and all
because
black.
all because he told this woman, look, you can't come in without a mask because of the pandemic. Like, he's dead because he was doing his job.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just
some people are just
stupid shit,
crazy.
Man. They had a GoFundMe. I think the goal was to get $10,000, and I think last time I checked, they were at like $250,000 raised for this man's his proceeds and for his family. I don't know at the time. I couldn't find an article. Well, not that I couldn't find. I didn't look. I just saw all at face value. But I didn't know if he had his own personal family, like kids or a girlfriend or wife or anything like that.
I think he did have kids. I think he did have a wife and kids.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking senseless, man. Like,
yeah.
All because he just told this woman, hey, you can't come in without a mask. And instead of, obliging, saying, okay, just, again, taking yourself out the situation and looking at the bigger picture.
They said she was a crackhead.
See, that's the one thing I don't get, man, is like people are putting their own like privileges and shit. You know what I'm saying? Above something that's happening globally. It's not just in your city, not just in your state, it's not just in the country. It's everywhere.
Right.
You know what
We're
I mean?
all going through this shit.
Yeah, so I mean, the whole protesting thing that you're talking about, right? Like, that's American privilege. Fucking this shit. Now, granted, it had a dark turn, but that's still privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right? Yeah. Because, like I said, they don't care. They don't care unless it happens to them. That's what I have to explain to my mom and my family, and just it's like they don't care until it happens to them, and then it's like, take it serious, but you didn't take it serious.
Yeah.
So,
it's they want to tell everybody else you reap what you sow, but then when it comes to them, now they want to change not only the narrative, but they want to change the rules, and it's like, nah, that's not how it works, man. We all bleed the same. It don't work like that.
We all get up and put our pants on in the morning just like everyone else.
Right.
So, or I'll just put or no pants.
Keep doing whatever.
Yeah, like a bunch of my people
on that.
A bunch of my people, they've been doing face calls into work. They like, screw the pants, man. I'm just putting this shirt on just for appearances. As soon as that shit ends, they back in white tees.
Dude, I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. The only time I even put my pants on is if I'm gonna go out for a walk or if I'm going to work. If I am just doing nothing, I am just in my PJs watching whatever streaming service I feel like watching that day.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm in gym shorts all day. I don't blame you.
Which one? Like some days Some days I just alternate. Like first it'll be WWE Network, then the next day it will be Netflix, and the next day it will be Hulu. Now I need to start giving Amazon some love now.
Yeah,
because I haven't given Amazon no love lately. So
that's actually what I'm gonna start doing. I'm probably gonna wait until after, and we'll get to the Jordan doc in a few. After The Last Dance, I think I'm going to now set up a day where I binge or at least watch shows from different networks on certain days. So like Monday I'll probably do like, okay, what shows on Apple TV? Tuesday Amazon. Like I'm probably gonna end up doing that because trying to watch everything across every streaming platform in one day, it's tiring. It becomes a job. And it's quality shit too. That's the sad part. It's quality. Yeah. It's good. It's like, oh, you bitch.
Yeah, right. You gotta
why
give
you have to be so good?
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit, man. It's annoying. You know. Oh, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I was about to say because next month that's when Power Book 2 is about to come out.
Yeah. So we'll see if it follows through with everything taking place. For
real.
This story it's now getting traction because the footage came out. I know personally I didn't know anything about it because when I looked at the date of when this occurred, it was the day before Kobe and Gigi's memorial. So of course my mind was elsewhere. However, Ahmaud Arbery, was 25. He was murdered in cold blood in Brunswick, Georgia, jogging while black.
Just going for a jog, and these white folks thought he fit the description. And they decided to do a citizen arrest. So this dude and his son, white boy and his son, trailed him.
Gregory McMichael and his son. This can't be right. Travel McMichael?
Travel? It could be right.
All right, man.
Sounds about white.
It could be very white.
Sounds about white.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was jogging. They saw him. They thought he fit the description in their eyes. They trailed him and pretty much shot him point blank. And he just died on the street. And now they're about to take it to and now they're taking it to trial, and they're gonna look over the footage. But apparently the cops tried to cover it up and all types of shit. But the footage just came out recently, and it's been a while since a black man's been a hashtag lately. Have you noticed? It's been a good almost 4 years that I know of that a black man became a hashtag again.
Possibly, I don't even think we made it that long, to be honest. I think it was.
When Ho-Ass got in the office, I've been kind of waiting to see when another hashtag's gonna pop up. And since he's been in office,
probably not on a bigger scale, but I'm sure
that's what I mean. Yeah,
I'm sure it's taken place since.
What
was I gonna say? The thing about the two guys is they still have yet to be arrested. So it's we're going on the 2.5 months. And they're still walking free. Like this footage literally just came out.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I just saw the footage right before we went on air.
I didn't watch it because
I didn't want to. It popped up, and I was just like,
I unfortunately had to see it because it just popped up.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll pop up, but I would just keep scrolling. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It'll pop up on my feed, and I know what it is, and I'll just keep scrolling. I'm not gonna watch this.
I think that's what it was. You had the benefit. I had just gotten back home from doing what I was doing, so I had no idea this was even a hashtag or anything.
Yeah.
And it just rolled up on the screen. I was like, what the fuck? And
these white folks are crazy, man. That's all. That's all it comes down to. These.
But to your point, what you were saying, I think I was talking with Bansky on Twitter last night about this, and I was like, I tweeted him because he was talking about it, and I was like, yo, it's even more wild to think that as deadly as this damn pandemic is, it's probably saving black and brown men from being murdered in cold blood. Like, just think about that for a second. Like, a deadly pandemic is keeping us safe right now from just jogging.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking world we live in?
Or getting Skittles. Yeah. Or, walking. Yeah. Or just playing our music in our cars. Or getting the mail.
Right.
In the words of that dude from Pocahontas, these white men are dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the truth. Anyway.
Yeah, rest in peace to Ahmaud Arbery. And condolences and prayers out go to his loved ones. And we're all behind you. And, as bleak as it sounds, we're hoping for some kind of justice in some form or fashion. So we'll see how that all plays out. And then I guess this will transition us into sports. Don Shula, former Miami Dolphins coach, he passed away earlier this week at the age of 90.
Oh. Legend.
Yeah.
Seriously? Legend.
Obviously, he was way before my time. But to to understand
Hey,
and
man.
appreciate the game of football, you definitely know who Don Shula is.
Undefeated,
Right.
only team that went undefeated. Only led the 72 Dolphins to an undefeated season.
Right.
Only team to ever do it. The Patriots were close, very close.
Really
A few
close.
teams were close, very close at the doorstep. But Eli Manning, and
It's always a Manning.
always a Manning. Some teams have come close. Some teams were close, but no cigar, man.
Yeah.
No. I think it still could happen again. An undefeated, team.
It's possible.
To go.
No, it definitely could.
I mean,
Some teams were.
if anything, this year proved it with both the Niners and the Ravens.
Patriots. Oh yeah, the Ravens. Yeah, not the Patriots.
Yeah.
Ravens. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, granted, the Niners went the longest, but I mean, for it to go that long without losing,
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's possible. It's
Yeah.
feasible.
yeah.
Oh, it's very possible. Yeah, I think Patriots were close again. I thought the Patriots were going to go undefeated again. I thought all of their Super Bowl runs, I thought they would have went undefeated, maybe, but shit didn't happen. So
yeah.
anyway,
So before and then let's just wrap up this small sports talk because I'm ready to get to the documentary myself. Frank Gore, he's not ready to retire.
It's
one more season.
Yo,
He
air
wants
horn for
one more
Frank Gore,
season.
man.
for real, man. Shit.
He just said,
he deserves it.
He's on that Leonardo DiCaprio Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I don't care for how many years. I'm not leaving.
Not only
I
did-
am.
Not only did he say I'm not leaving, he said, "What's a pandemic to a beast? I'm going to New York."
I'm going to the Jets. I'm gonna get my stats up. I don't know about you. I'm gonna get my stats up.
Just to rub salt in that wound, though, bruh, he actually turned down the contract from the Raiders. It was better than what the Jets
Yeah.
gave him.
Yeah.
Wow. So he said, I'm not going to Vegas.
But to be
Like
fair,
he's a Niner, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
but to be fair,
Niner
in
for
addition to
life.
him being a Niner, like you'll be hell pressed to get Josh Jacobs off the field unless he's hurt. So
Yeah,
he has a
yeah,
better
true
chance
that.
playing with
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell because the schemes. But no, I'm not taking
Yeah,
away
right.
from what you're saying. He is a Niner to the core. Like it don't matter if they're Oakland, Vegas, or
Man.
Mars. He wasn't doing it.
It would have been nice if he signed with us for one more year, just as a backup or whatever. Yeah, I'm sure Shanahan would have found a scheme for him, like a power run scheme for him, just for him.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just think he wanted more. I
just
think he wanted more field time.
Yeah,
Staley-
and
Joe
then not only
Staley-
that, I mean, we got a few running backs to rotate and shit. So it's
Right.
like, yeah, he
Oh yeah, Joe
doesn't
Staley
quite fit in
retired
with the
last.
rest.
Sorry, Joe Staley retired last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, did we talk about that?
Nah, because we
No.
weren't on
No,
Monday.
we didn't actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe.
No,
yeah,
yes, we
so
did.
Joe-
Yes, we did because it happened right after the draft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
we
think.
Oh, yep. Yeah, we did. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I keep seeing all the the tribute posts and shit like that, but I'm like, dude, he was old, man. He was beat up. He's like
Right.
he was the last of that drafting class,
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
We got what's his name again?
Trent Williams.
Trent Williams, yeah. And
Yep.
hey, man, he's a great
He's
blocker.
good too, man. I'm not gonna
He's
hate on
really
Trent
good.
at all. Like, that dude is a beast.
Yes, he is great
Yeah.
block. He's the perfect lineman for a Shanahan scheme. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
and
And
he's
he
a
was in
perfect.
Shanahan's scheme before.
Yeah,
That's right.
Shanahan,
so-
yeah.
and he's
When Shanahan was the OC at Washington.
Yeah.
So,
let's see.
we gonna find
and then
out.
Speaking of the NFL, it's rumored that the NFL did it drop as of today or is it tomorrow? I forget when the NFL schedule drops.
today. No, tomorrow. It's gonna drop on Thursday.
Okay.
This
So,
Thursday. Tomorrow, yeah.
As of now, as we're recording, there was a rumor of what the Thanksgiving Day schedule was going to be. And boy, when I tell you,
Man.
look, man, me and the homies, both 49ers and Cowboys fans alike, we was already planning on taking a trip to Dallas for this game anyways. But if you put the Niners against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving,
Oh my god.
oh man, now we might have to spend a
Oh
few
my
extra days.
God.
We might have to spend a few extra days out in Dallas, man.
Pandemic or not.
Yeah.
Like, just can't stop. They can't stop. We need fans there. Somehow, some way you could spread them out, have seat arrangements, something. There needs to be people there.
I mean, it'll be all
come
Niner
on,
fans
God.
anyways,
But
you
then
know?
I just said last week. But then I didn't say last week because of Brady, no football. So That's the sacrifices we have to make.
Oh, you're stupid.
Buzz was like, we got to make this happen, and then he has a
like,
thought in his mind of Brady
like,
throwing
no,
to Gronk
no.
in Tampa Bay.
Tampa?
Oh shit! No.
No. That's not how this works. No. That's not how this works. It's not how this works. Damn it. So, oh my god, I'm watching AEW right now, and you know how like Tony Khan from the Jaguars, he owns the company,
Right?
Yeah. They're literally filming their shows at the Tampa Bay Arena or the stadium, and they're at their practice facility. How I know this because they're backstage. They're backstage fighting, and you see the fucking Jaguar logos everywhere. This is hilarious.
That's kind of sick, though, dude.
It is. Shit, this is fire. Anyway,
Wow.
you see people standing to the side with their mask on while these wrestlers are just doing like power bombing people off into tables and shit. Oh man,
Wrestling.
Anyway, wrestling, baby.
Let's see
So
what else is here. The NCAA. So remember how California itself, we were trendsetting when it came to NCAA. In terms of we're waiting for a few years to get pay for play initiated, so players can make money off of their likeness.
Right.
And we said it at the time, the NCAA ain't gonna stand for that. They're gonna cave at some point. Well, at some point it's come. They have
at some point it's here.
They have announced that beginning in the 2021-22 season, pay for play will be taking effect all across the NCAA.
All of a sudden.
Let's go.
On one hand, I want to give a round of applause real quick, and this round of applause is only for the players who are able to make money off of their likeness.
Yep.
Now that is over,
No.
the fucking NCAA is still discussing this shit. And the reason
they
why
are.
they're discussing is because even in the midst of this, they are telling student athletes, yeah, okay, you guys could go get your money over there, which is basically a fraction of the money that we're going to be getting, and you still can't come touch our money. And they're making sure that in writing, they're doing everything in their power to make sure that endorsements don't cross with the actual universities, meaning that universities aren't going to be the ones paying out the kids themselves on behalf of these endorsements. So, in layman's terms, you better go find your own endorsement outside because you can't cross any endorsements here and get double paid.
So you're trying to tell me,
which means that you're basically only looking at the superstars of the college's campuses getting, like, if you're a walk-on, you're still gonna be hard pressed to get some money, all because they won't open up their pot. And it's like, fam, you okay? Y'all still nasty as fuck.
I get it. I guess if there's an NCAA game, though, they still got to get some type of percentage, though, right?
No.
How do you figure? I mean, if they have their
they
likeness,
only get it based off endorsements.
So the
They only get it based off.
That's what I'm saying. It's not an endorsement through the NCAA. It would be direct, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So let's say they bring back NCAA football.
Yeah.
NCAA football, they wouldn't be paying. That would be a new contract stipulation where they wouldn't be compensating the schools outside of just compensating them for their individual likeness. So, like University of Alabama, of course, because it's their jerseys and all that, and the campus, how they digitized the campus. Of course, you got to compensate the school for that. But when you compensate the players, you don't send the money to Alabama to pay the players. They would directly have to pay the players out, and that's what the NCAA is making it. That's why it's going to be a harder effect, because you would just think, okay, we're using the player's likeness. Let's just funnel one big-ass payment to the school and let them disperse the money. No, they're not making them do that. They have to go single-handedly go find every single player and compensate.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And,
I see what you're saying.
Right, and that doesn't include those walk-on kids or the kids that show up, just make the roster at the later dates.
Like the last second kind of shit.
Yeah, it's basically all the guys that are, returning from years before or were big time recruits that came out.
Right.
Yeah,
I get you. Yeah,
it's still nasty.
Yeah.
Just pay the damn kids, man. They're just avoiding the inevitable. Like, it's like,
oh yeah,
bruh.
Yeah, it's
like, why don't? And at this point, if you're gonna do that, give Reggie Bush back his Heisman.
I'm saying,
That
man.
part.
Give USC back their wins. Like, give all that shit back if you're gonna do this rule now. Give back all the school. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
Still can't believe Reggie Bush did that. To this day, I'm never gonna live that down. He really gave that shit back.
Yeah, I still hold that against Reggie Bush. Like, you are crazy. I'd have told them motherfuckers, come get this from my dead body.
Kiss my ass. I know Lombardi Trophy is cool, but you weren't MVP.
Yeah.
The Heisman Trophy is your MVP. Come on, bro.
Yeah, like you were recognized as the college player that year.
For real.
Nobody was better than you.
See, they can take away the wins, but they're gonna take away YouTube.
Nah.
Them highlights gonna live forever.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw, speaking of Reggie Bush, did you guys see, I don't know if you remember Busby, but Martine, do you remember Pat White from West Virginia?
West Virginia, yeah.
Did you see did you see people were comparing him and Reggie Bush for who the best number 5 was in college football?
Wait, recently?
Yesterday, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is
It was one of those ones where I was like,
here's the thing, man. Pat White,
Whatever.
I can't downplay how good he was in college. You know what I'm saying?
Pat
like,
White
dude
was
a fucking savage, bro.
He was
You know
a
what I
beast.
mean? But I mean,
But he wasn't Reggie Bush.
But he wasn't
Reggie Bush
Bush
was considered a possible number 1 overall pick.
Reggie Bush was literally
You know what I'm
Jesus
saying?
on the field, dog. Like, watching him play was just, like, wild. It was just crazy how it didn't really transition well into the NFL. I mean, it was kind of cool, but he just kept getting injured.
Yeah.
So
that, and he entered the NFL probably, 7 years too early?
Yeah.
Seriously, though.
Yeah,
Because,
he did.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey ain't too far off from him.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you also got to remember, too, who was it that went to Miami, Martine, when they started doing the Wildcat offense? It was Cadillac, Williams, and I forget who the other dude was.
Ronnie Brown.
Yeah. Like, they had just started trying the Wildcat, so they weren't even getting into play options. It was just, okay, let's try to figure out the Wildcat. Like, he just showed up 7 years too early, unfortunately.
If he would have showed up in Shanahan's, like, scheme, like his running, his playbook.
Oh, they're sculpting.
God.
They're sculpting his Hall of Fame bus right now, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's no waiting. It's getting sculpted.
You know. But yeah.
And then finally, what's going to take us into the Last Dance? The NBA is looking to. I don't know how quickly they're looking to resume the season, but they are opening up facilities starting next week. There was a report before we started recording that Shams had broke that the Lakers were going to open up their facility next Saturday, May 16th. I'm sure a couple other organizations are probably going to open up earlier than that. Even with the NFL, too, they were reworking their scheduling. And all this means, all that I take from is the facilities are open. It doesn't mean they're jumping right back into full-fledged practices. It just means that it's open for the players to now start going in and doing their workouts there. And which likely means they're going to have their own regiments in terms of this player can work out in this end of the facility. This player works out this at this time. You know, basically everything that takes place with phase 1. Like, it's not like, okay, they're open, so now, let's get back to practice. It's going to take a while still.
Yeah.
I'll say this, though. I'll say this because out in South Korea, reports have been coming out that they have kind of low-key eradicated the virus. They've been, like, almost 2 days of no, like, new cases and new deaths, especially in South Korea and New Zealand. So they were kind of just like, they might be out the waters. So the funny thing, so I read a report saying they're going to start, like, rescheduling, like, their sporting events and reopening schools. I was looking at that. I just saw reopening sports, because they were gone for, like, literally a month or two.
Right.
And I was like, that's nice. I was like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Fuck you.
That's nice. Fuck you.
I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna have fans in there, but they're saying, like, they're gonna start doing the sporting shits again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, at this point, like I said, I don't know how I would have been able to go about seeing sporting events without fans. Now going this long, I don't care.
Yeah. For real, dude.
I've been living this shit since it started with wrestling, man. I know how this is going to be, so it's like
I don't care. I like Draymond's idea. Just make a playlist and put that shit in the background, and then let's go.
Yep. For real.
I just want to hear them cussing at each other. That's gonna be must see TV.
Yeah. I mean, ESPN has been laying the groundwork for making Last Dance TV MA. So I'm kind of hoping if that's the case, they will transition into that. And of course, player safety. I mean,
that's unlikely.
It's unlikely. At the end of the day, player safety is most important. But if they're serious about coming back and playing out the rest of the season, please come back, please.
Yeah, for real.
Before we get into Last Dance, an article came out talking about how they literally had to rush to make the series because the pandemic happened. That's what caused them to rush to edit the series. Because the reason why episodes 1 through 8 leaked and why 9 and 10 didn't come out was because they weren't done editing the show. They said, I read a report saying as of January before all this shit went down, they had nothing ready. They said their plan was that they were going to show it during the NBA during the finals and the 2 days where there's no games and shit, when they have off. Right. That's when they were going to show the Last Dance episodes. Back to back, and then you're going to go to game 1 or game 2 or whatever. Right. So which would have worked.
Yeah, no, it was basically going to be basketball every night for at least a week.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, okay.
That would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so they said they thought they had till June. So they had one interview already done, and then they had other interviews set up because they thought they had till June. And then COVID said, nope. You get your ass in the fucking editing room and edit this shit now. So
didn't a couple of editors didn't they test positive for COVID-19 too? So they were editing in quarantine?
I don't know about that. I didn't hear about that.
I think I read something like that where it was one or it was two of them, I think. They tested positive, so they were quarantined out and they were editing.
Damn.
Yeah, they said last week they just got done finishing up episode 9. Mm-hmm. And as of right now, they're finishing up episode 10 as we speak. Right. So all the times you guys were rushing them to make it, because they told you guys, it's not done yet. They were dead ass serious. I told y'all, be patient. I mean, it's gonna show up when it shows up. And then the ESPN said, do it now, we need ratings. So they're like, all right.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, before the whole Last Dance shit, I didn't even turn on ESPN at all.
Yeah, it was a struggle, man.
For nothing.
The only ESPN content I was giving myself was, of course, Dan Le Batard and Stugatz, because their radio show it's perfect for pandemic times, because their type of show is it's sports based, but they're a pop culture show in general, so they be going off talking about fucking what's the best sandwiches in life and all that shit. So their show's prime for that. And then of course Bomani Jones, because he just does his podcast twice a week. Other than that, I wasn't consuming anything ESPN related until this came on.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the only people that are really eating right now, for content creators, is wrestling fans. Because WWE and AEW have not stopped. So they could still make content talking about the shows. And then there's Dark Side of the Ring out. So they still have content to talk about. Right. So it's they're eating. I don't know about y'all, but they're good.
Actually, scratch that. Actually, no, I was right. I didn't turn fully into ESPN until The Last Dance started. But... Of course, after the second week, that's when the draft took place. So at that point,
the draft,
every platform had something to talk about. And then I don't know if you saw this, Busby. Did you see that there's a possible bidding war with ESPN trying to get the rights for WWE?
Oh yeah, that's been rumored for the longest time. That's been a rumor since because there was a rumor that before all this happened, Vince McMahon wanted to have his pay-per-views on ESPN or ESPN Plus and shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was a few months ago when that rumor came out, and now shit.
I think now it's it's picking up steam because it's not rumors. I didn't see too much of it. It was little reports here and there.
They've already debunked it. They said it's not true.
Got it.
Yeah, it's not true. So trust me, as the wrestling fan nerd, trust me, it would have been picking up steam in the wrestling community. But yeah,
or anyway, downplaying it for a bigger bag. That's good. Tactic.
Vince is trying to keep the lights on. Vince right now, he ain't worried about. He's trying to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Shit. At this point, they're saying ratings are going down the drain for Raw and SmackDown, and I'm kind of just well, no shit. Just put on old episodes, man. That's all I've been watching. If they put on old episodes of Raw and SmackDown, that would do better ratings than the shit they have right now.
Right.
But just don't show the Chris Benoit episodes. Oh, no, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Last Dance. Let's go.
All right, last dance. Hit me, Joe Budden.
And I've been waiting, baby.
I broke down the outliers on the last episode. Tell me what you guys thought. Episode 5.
Well, so when I came in, like, I was kind of preparing because I came in late from work, so I was kind of like putting the dishes away. And literally when it said in memory of Kobe Bryant, and I was thinking Kobe was just going to pop up right there. You know, they eased it in, like the tip in. Pause. And then when you saw Kobe talk, I literally stopped what I was doing and watched him talk. And I was like, damn, they literally just filmed that before he passed.
Yeah.
And everything he was saying was exactly what, you know, Jordan. It felt quick, but everything he said was the same shit Jordan said at his funeral. You know, and then seeing the old school pictures, you know, the All-Star game, and of course Jordan being Jesus, just doing Jordan shit, and then Jordan just saying like, yeah, that Kobe kid, yeah, he wild, man, that boy wild. So
yeah, that's what caught me.
What he was saying.
That's what caught me off guard, because it's like a locker room full of veterans, and they're talking about a 19-year-old's first All-Star game.
Yeah.
Like he caught MJ's attention.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
That's
like that little
what
Laker
stands
boy,
out.
he's gonna be good.
Yeah, it wasn't even Kobe. It was that little Laker boy.
Yep.
Like
that little Laker boy, that's what he called him. Yeah.
Like
a little Laker boy, a problem.
That made me feel pride as both a Lakers fan and a Kobe fan.
For sure. Yeah.
Like I felt pride in seeing
definitely.
that, where it was like, damn, that shit was right in front of our eyes, and we're just now seeing all that take place.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I don't know how you guys felt, but hearing "If I Ruled the World" ease into that.
That was perfect.
Yep.
Oh, another thing, they said they literally had to beg artists in the estate for music. Like they had to beg them because they had to beg them so they can allow them to play the music in the documentary.
Oh, I believe it.
I mean, whatever they got to do to make this shit work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
they said they literally had to write letters. They literally had to call them. They begged, especially when it was like crunch time.
Oh,
they had to.
Yeah, for sure.
That's probably why they had to wait till June, because they thought they had time.
Right.
But no. Nah.
So salute to all the producers and editors of this docuseries.
Definitely.
Seriously,
they are the true MVPs.
Now I understand why.
Yep.
They understand. Now I kind of understand why they probably didn't mention Michael, the jam video, because the estate didn't get back to them on time.
Yeah,
that could be it.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
like, legit. Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, because that episode, like you were right, JC, that really personified who Michael Jordan was in the 90s.
Not just
he was literally,
but like how big he was.
He
you know
was.
What I mean?
Yeah.
He had everything backing him. Like, he had the players bowing down to him. He had, like, the media bowing down to him. Kids looked up to him. He was playing at a high level that no one has ever seen in that generation before. Mm-hmm. He was like that part when he was giving out tickets, and what he said to his he's like, well, you mind where they sit?
Oh, with,
he was like
to Ron Brown, and he's like, oh yeah, just like getting tickets from God, and he goes, yeah, I am. He said, I am God.
Yeah, you just got it from him.
It's not like getting tickets from God. You got tickets from God.
You just got tickets. I'm just playing.
Ron Brown was great. He walked away. He said, keep that shit.
Yeah, man.
No,
and it was just like
this episode for me. The reason why I said it was so great is because it was like I was telling you guys. It was how they tied everything in, so there was no drop off point. Everything connected at some point. Everything was a bridge into the next little
detail.
Yeah, everything was bridged into the next chapter of this episode. Like, it goes like, of course, the final All-Star game with the Bulls. It's in Madison Square Garden. So the first game they show after Madison is his final game as a Bull in Madison Square Garden, and then they showed he wears the Air Jordan 1s. Yeah, now we go from Air Jordan 1s to how did that Nike deal take place? I thought that was as flawless as it could be.
Adidas dropped the bag, man.
Oh, it wasn't them. Converse dropped the bag. Converse dropped the ball.
Not dropped the bag. They dropped the bag.
Remember,
Converse really fucked it up.
Because remember, Converse was the official shoe of the NBA.
Damn.
Yeah. And they told MJ straight up, yo, if you come here right now, you're not going to be marketed ahead of Magic and Larry. Like, it is what it is. So,
and then he didn't want. And here's the other kicker. He didn't even want. Nike wanted that meeting with him. He didn't even want to do the meeting. His mom said, "Just give it a chance. Just go.
Yeah.
And
shout
he
out to
went
his
there.
agent. Shout out to his agent, David Falk. David Falk is really the pioneer in MJ's marketing. Everything that we know about
Marketing, period.
MJ as marketing, marketing period. But everything we know as far as MJ goes,
You're
MJ
right.
the brand, that's David Falk.
Yeah. Yep.
So
He came up with the term Air Jordan too. So I mean,
yeah.
you know what I mean? You
fact-
gotta give him credit.
The fact that not only was Adidas his number one destination, but Adidas had 500,000 for him ready, but they had some internal conflict, so they couldn't get the deal done.
Yeah.
And then again, so Converse no, Adidas no, Nike. It's not the Nike we know of today. Nike wasn't even that. It was to the point like Buzzy was saying, he didn't even want to take the meeting. Like, for kids who, I kind of knew the basis of that story. I just didn't know the full-fledged details. But for kids who don't know anything about that, to see a docuseries tell them straight up, yo, the Nike you know now is not what it was when he came into the league.
Yep.
I'm sure that that, as eye-opening as this series is, I think that was the one key focal point that made everybody like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people are saying that Adidas. Go on, Martin.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, bro, because if you really look at it, like Nike, if you look at Nike now, they have like self-tying shoes, they have fucking, you know what I mean, like top of the line technology, whatnot. Back then, their main shoe was the Nike Cortez.
Right.
The most basic of all basic shoes, one of the cheapest ones even on the market now. You know what I mean?
And I think their main sport was track and field.
Yep, and that's the
Yeah.
reason. The Cortez is a running shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like it ties in like with the track and field.
So then when they signed Jordan, it literally changed the game because everyone wanted to wear tennis shoes now.
That changed
Everybody
everything.
wanted
That changed everything,
yeah.
bro.
The details of that deal, though. So again, Adidas was offering him 500,000. I'm not sure if it was 500,000 for the whole deal or 500,000 a year. Nike, David Falk was able to say, you know what? We'll take $250,000 a year for a 4-year deal, but we want percentage of the revenue that comes with the Air Jordan. So we just don't want the money. We want percentages made off it. And then for him to say, at the end of that 4-year deal, Nike was looking at best case scenario, we'll make $3 million off of this man's signature shoe. And for him to come out and say, no, after year 1, we sold 126 million.
Yeah, they thought it was gonna be 50 billion, and then it turned into 126 million.
Yeah, no,
Like-
that's absurd. That man literally carried that company to what it is now.
And people said Adidas, dropped the bag, and I'm going like, no, because Kanye West showed up, and Kanye West basically saved Adidas, so it worked out either way.
Yeah, I mean, Adidas is a brand, but
Yeah.
Adidas isn't the brand that it could have been in a different universe where Jordan signs with them.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like
say
that's
like
a different ball game.
even though
Hey,
Adidas
man.
is, Kanye did Kanye, I'm not gonna take anything away from Kanye. Kanye did what Kanye did for Adidas. Like he did bring them up.
Yeah.
If you're talking to a real sneakerhead, you know what I mean? They still don't look at Adidas the way they look at Nike.
Oh, of course,
Right.
because
You know what I'm
Jordan built that brand.
Yeah.
So I'm talking like when it came to Adidas, I'm talking like money wise and shit like that.
Oh,
you
he
know?
brought them back to life. That's for sure.
Kanye brought it's funny. Kanye brought back Adidas and Jordan resurrected Nike.
Oh, no,
Black man did
he
that.
started Nike. Like,
Yeah, Black man did that shit. That's a
Yeah.
round of applause.
Hell yeah. And then what I love too was them including Spike Lee in everything. And
Oh yeah,
how it
because
was-
the commercial.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was, and then to explain how the commercials took him from just this basketball player has a shoe, which I thought was also important that they detailed too, was that they were marketing a team sport player as if he was a solo player, in terms like if he was a golfer or a tennis player. And at
Right.
the time, it was unheard of. Like those Converse commercials, they were marketing all the players in one commercial. It wasn't like
Right.
Magic had one and Bird had one. Like, no, they were all in the same commercial doing horrible raps and shit. Like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Nah,
Larry Bird
this-
rapping, it was not working, bro.
Yeah, he thank God he did what he did so M could learn from that and be better, because it would have been bad.
Shit.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, to take him and use him kind of like, okay, here's this team game, but here's this one guy, and he works like he's a solo act. So let's maneuver. Like, it was unheard of for them at the time, but it's now the foundation for what we know in sports marketing today, where you
Yep.
if your team doesn't have a player that can be marketed by himself, then what's the point of you having the team this year? Like, you don't have anything. That's basically how he's looking. So I thought that was important to bring in Spike Lee to show that, okay, so now we're doing that, but now Spike opens up a whole different, now it becomes a cultural phenomenon within the inner city. Yeah. Because now these are shoes that are coveted, because it's like, even though Jordan didn't come from the hood, it was seen as a, what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, I don't know how you're trying to say it, but like, to me, when I saw like Spike Lee promoting him the way he did in his movies,
especially in his movies,
it became part of black culture, bro. You know, just keep it funky. Like, it became part of black culture.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. The shoe itself became a status symbol. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, it was a status symbol. Yeah, like even Justin Timberlake popped up saying, even though Twitter lit his ass up for that, saying he had to mow the lawns to get it, and he was like, "This nigga's on the Mickey Mouse Club talking about that." And I was like, well, you know, I was all going like, well, shit, the contracts and that shit did get canceled at the height, so you know, he was probably struggling.
You never know.
he was probably struggling. You never know. He had to mow them lawns for them fucking Jordans, man. It's crazy. So, like, how many other athletes got have like shoes named after them? There was Kobe. There was LeBron.
I mean
there's
today
a few now.
Yeah,
like,
today it's a standard. When you sign a deal, you get a signature shoe. Eventually,
and I think
you have to be at a certain caliber too, though. You know what I mean?
And I think Kanye's the only person. I think Kanye is the only person who actually has a shoe literally named after him. Cause I can't name no other artist who did. I remember Jay-Z did the S. Carter collection and 50. But other than that, I think Kanye's the only one who was the one that literally had it last that long.
Possibly. I have to go back and check.
Kendrick has a few actually.
But that's like that's its own, you know, like a collaboration. Yeah, I'm talking about like
an actual
M had his own
shoe.
Yeah, M actually had like a limited collection shoe. Yeah. Drake has the whole OVO shit.
Right.
But Kanye had the Yeezys.
Like that's the reason why he had shoe. Yeah,
that's the reason why he had beef. That's the reason why he had beef with Nike, because he couldn't get a percentage of it. And he knew he was getting fucked. Yeah. So that's why, you know, he went to Adidas, and now he's a billionaire. So.
Hey. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Yeah.
Jordan 1992. What did you think?
What happened in 1992?
He just became. It was him.
God.
It was him, and then everybody else. What did you think seeing him in 1992?
I mean, I remember I kind of low key lived it. I remember when I was a kid that he was literally everywhere, like literally like he was in the I remember because he was in the Michael Jackson video for Jam. And because it was like he was literally at that. It was crazy when I thought about it, because that's when Mike was making his return. Well, I mean, Mike was making his return when Jackson was making his return. You know, and Jordan was literally. They were both literally at the peaks of their career. Yeah. And I was just remember seeing it like, damn, this is wild. They're literally around that time period. Jordan was running sports and Jackson was running the music industry, and they both collided. And I'm just like, wow. But Jordan around that time period, like everyone bowed down. You had to kiss the ring. I mean, bend the knee,
bro. Gatorade put it the best. I want to be like Mike. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was like that part, and they showed the shit with the Dream Team. Even though I remember that documentary, so it was kind of like it was like Spark Notes, but it was nice how they actually showed more of the practice. You know, the competitive practice they had and shit. Mm-hmm. That was pretty dope to see, and I'm like, damn, they should have had cameras in that shit. I mean, they did, but can you like that part where Magic Johnson threw the ball because he was pissed off? He was pissed off. Yeah. Like, he still gets calls even during practice.
I like how bring Chicago here.
Yeah, I like the fact that all MJ told him was it's the '90s. That's all his response was to him. Like,
the '90s, the new era, bro.
It's the '90s. This is my era. Leave me alone. There were two things I took away before we even get to the portions of the Dream Team I want to talk about. There were two things I took away from 1992. One was when B.J. Armstrong said, in 92, I felt MJ didn't even play basketball again. He just figured out how to win the game.
Pretty much.
I felt like that. I was like, shit, that's a statement.
Yeah, it just clicked for him. Like, he adapted. Like, so this is how you do it. Okay.
And the second thing I found that, to me, this is hilarious. This is in the finals. So Magic is covering the NBA Finals for NBC.
Oh yeah.
He's at MJ's house the night before, and MJ's just so pissed that the media has the audacity to compare him and Clyde Drexler. And MJ just basically tells him, I'm gonna bust his ass tomorrow.
No, and then Magic Johnson said, "Well, what did Magic Johnson say? I'm gonna be for Dexter or whatever." He said something that he was gonna hella prop him up or some shit like that.
Oh, no, I was just going off of what he told. Magic was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then he gets there, and then that's when he goes crazy from behind the 3-point line. And
he was Steph Curry before Steph. He was Klay Thompson before Klay Thompson.
Yeah, it led to the shrug. That's what led. That's what ultimately led to the shrug. Was he was pissed off that they were comparing Clyde Drexler to him. Like that, fam. What?
It was a statement. That was a statement. That was a don't you ever. Every three. It was like a fuck you three. It was a fuck you threes before the fuck you threes.
Yeah, that definitely was a fuck you three for sure.
Yeah, every single one of them. And then he'll just look at Magic and shrug his shoulders like.
Yep.
I didn't even take it as a fuck you three. Each three was a punch where it was like, I done told yo ass.
yeah. Steph's fuck you threes are like more fuck you.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're right. Jordan's more like a punch in the gut. Like
I done told your ass.
I done told you. Don't you ever in your life compare this mother. Every three is him just saying it over and over.
Yeah.
Like when I kept seeing all the threes go in, I was like, I never seen that. I've never seen those clips before. So I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, because I mean, at the time, he wasn't a 3-point shooter. That's what made it. That's what made it like, oh my God. It wasn't like he was Steph Curry.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, to see it in real time, it's like I don't even know who the hell you could compare this to shooting those. But like, oh my God, he's making them. I mean, shit.
LeBron maybe?
Because LeBron
shoots
yeah,
threes.
like he developed that. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him develop that over the years.
But consistently. Do it consistently?
No, LeBron,
like how Jordan
no.
LeBron
will hit a good 3 or 4 in a row now. Like, so I wouldn't even.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even include
seriously.
him.
But what I'm saying is, like, LeBron, you saw his evolution. Like, he couldn't shoot him in the beginning, and then he started getting a little better.
Yeah.
With Jordan, it was just like,
it wasn't part of his game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's here you go 3.
Yeah, it just happened.
It's like 3. He just figured it out.
Yeah.
It was like you all seen Heroes, right? Mm-hmm. Remember Skyler? How he goes into the brain and just figures out your power.
Right.
That was Jordan.
Yeah.
That was Jordan. He just figured it out. Like, oh, that's how you do it. All right, whoop, 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 in your mouth. Yep. And that's why when I remember playing him in what was the 2K when he came in 2K15? 14?
No, it was older than that. He came in at 2K11.
2K11, there you go.
Yeah.
I remember playing him, and it was just so easy playing as him. No matter what no matter where you put the meter in the game, he was very easy to play with. You dominated. Like, it was just like, wow.
Yeah. No, like I said, those 2 pinpoints, like, that's why when I came and when you guys asked me, I was like, this episode just explains him perfectly, like, just who he is as both an athlete and then as a person. Now, the Dream Team shit, again, I don't want to get too much into it because there's a whole ass documentary you all watched years ago.
Literally, which was great. That was a great documentary.
Yeah. However, poor Tony Kukoc, man. All Tony Kukoc wanted to do was stay in Europe because of the war going on between Yugoslavia and Croatia. And he wanted to remain with his family. And on top of that, he's making millions more than he would have made coming into the U.S. That's his only crime, was he didn't come to the Bulls when they drafted him in 1990. His only crime was that. And for Jordan to... I actually had to laugh. I had to laugh when he explained this. He goes, I love Tony now as a player and as a teammate, but the way he was introduced to me, I didn't appreciate that. Like, nigga, what?
Some sociopathic shit. Like, I respect him, but fuck him. I have to spank his ass. And that game, when they showed that game when him and Pippen were literally bullying him on the court, just blocking every shot on his ass like a Shoe Palace employee. Just like, I was just like, they were abusing him. And then when you see the final score, I was like, shit. So then, he got some balls.
Before that, the reason why he does, like, the reasoning behind it, it's all tied back to Jerry Krause.
Yep.
Like, that's the most important factor about this. It's Jerry Krause's quote-unquote fault. Because he's here to, like, oh yeah, he's going to be the player of the future. Then they work out a deal for him ahead of Pippen's deal. And they're both looking at them like, motherfucker, we out here winning the rings right now. What are you doing? So,
and that's another thing Krause kept saying.
Like, nah, this nigga's the ops. Like that's just what it is. It's the ops. We're attacking.
And
him.
another thing, Krause kept saying when they were showing the championships wins, he was like, "Yeah, this is just He kept emphasizing organization. He didn't say the team. This is a great organization. You know, this is one of the most powerful organizations. The team does win. That's great, but the organization as a whole, that's great." He kept emphasizing organization.
I'm really proud of this organization as a whole. Like he kept throwing that narrative and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard no other. What's it called? No other owner has said that.
Yeah.
Who?
He's
GM,
GM.
general manager.
Yeah, he was an owner.
Oh, GM. I've never heard no other GM ever say that. Like I've never heard that. Maybe an owner, you know, when they win the they win the championships.
I could see that. You know what I mean? Like an owner being proud of what he owns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I've never heard a GM say that. I've never heard a GM say that.
Never heard anything about Dr. Bus or anybody who worked under Dr. Bus saying that. I can't relate.
Oh hell nah.
Dr. Bus would always come out and say, great win for the organization, and major shout out to our players who got it done.
Yep.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Tony Kukoc watching that. I was like, you didn't even do anything wrong, fam. Like, these niggas are just assholes.
Yeah. And then the next game,
European players can stay for 2 years. Like that's part of the whole deal.
Right.
And the funny part is like the next game, you know, old boy was like, you know, I'm gonna have some balls. So they showed it like he was playing better.
Tony Kukoc, how you saw Lamar Odom play when they were bringing him off the bench for the Lakers. The template is from Tony Kukoc.
Oh yeah,
that's the template. That was Tony Kukoc's role when Phil was in Chicago. When Tony Kukoc got there for the second three-peat, that was his role.
Okay. No, but I'm laughing because they showed him balling out. Then they showed the final score like 120-89.
Oh yeah, I mean it didn't matter. Like, you put up 16 and some good numbers. Like but you still lost by 30.
It's one player against fucking the dream team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, against the fucking Avengers and the Monstars.
Basically, yeah.
All in one.
They were the Avengers, yeah.
All in one. The Avengers and Monstars all. Now the more I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about Space Jam and how he depicted the Monstars. I have a feeling the Monstars was supposed to be the Pistons.
Possible.
That makes a lot of sense.
Swackhammer was Jerry Krause. And yeah, that makes logical sense to me in my narrative.
Possible, or it could have been the Knicks. It could have been either or.
Either or.
But the way he was getting beat up in the beginning, though, I kind of am leaning towards the Pistons myself.
I mean, you can, but think of their three big men: Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, and Charles Oakley.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And Ewing was one of the players.
Yeah, true.
So, like I said, and honestly, it could have been a combination of both. Like,
that too. Yeah, the Pistons and the Knicks.
But speaking of the Pistons, the Isaiah Thomas shit.
Oh man.
So why do they have like? Okay, I never really knew. I knew they had beef, but what is the beef between?
Isaiah was a dick.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Okay. And it wasn't
That's all it is. No,
it wasn't just to Michael.
Yeah, he didn't get along with anyone.
Yeah. Like him and Magic Magic had a bad falling out, and that was because of Magic's announcement of that he was HIV positive. Because Isaiah Thomas insinuated that, well, we know that as a homosexual only disease, so I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying.
He sounds like he looked like he'll say some shit like that.
Yeah, like him and Magic. Him and Magic used to be cool before that happened. Like, so Magic took that shit to heart, and Magic was like fed up with. Then he had battles with Larry Bird. Of course, the battles like, you know, Scotty's MJ's right hand man, so Scotty was a part of the battles, and then like he just rubbed everybody else the wrong way. So it basically what it got down to was they were either gonna have to pick Isaiah or Magic. That's what it came down to. Because Larry was like, you know what, I'm already halfway out the league anyways, whatever. Like, if he wants to come. For them to approach Magic and be like, look, we know what the situation is. If you want to come back and play, that's cool. Magic was the one where it was kind of like, well, who else is going to be there? And because I'm letting it be known right now, you're going to have to make a decision. MJ's role in it was basically just the confirmation. It wasn't that MJ came in and was like, no, I don't want to play with Isaiah. MJ's voice was kind of just the confirmation. It really boiled down to, do you want Isaiah or Magic?
Yeah.
And you couldn't explain that to fans once they found, if they were to find out, wait, we had a chance to see Magic come back and play, but you chose Isaiah Thomas. Like there was no way PR point it would have sufficed. So
it was funny how Jordan
they just chose that.
It was funny how Jordan threw him under the bus. He was all like, Isaiah Thomas, he said the greatest point guard in all of basketball is Magic Johnson. And after that, it's Isaiah Thomas, no matter how much I hate him. No,
at least he kept it real, bro. You know what I mean?
It's better than what Isaiah says about him.
I know.
Isaiah has him as the fourth best player in his eyes.
Michael Jordan, wow, that's hate. That is hate.
Hey, man, but let me just tell you this, though, real quick. You know, I just said Isaiah was a dick, whatever, right? A lot of people don't even know his nickname or why it is his nickname.
What was his nickname?
Ezekiel.
Zeke?
Yep, a.k.a. Lucifer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lucifer,
let me just, put that out in layman's terms and shit.
So he was pretty, damn, that's
but
wild.
The after effect, because there's such a bold dynamic with that, because Isaiah is a Chicago resident. Like, he was born and raised in Chicago. So
I think he's jealous. He was jealous of Jordan.
Well, not only that, what I'm bringing up is the factor of the handshake. It's not necessarily a big deal because he was right what the Celtics did. And I don't even think it's a big deal in my eyes. Like, it's all right, whatever. It's just the simple fact of Chicago residents have so much pride where it's like, okay, if you beat us and you want to walk out, cool. But don't walk out in front of them. Walk out to the other side. Where, like, if you walk past them and don't acknowledge them, fuck you, because you're not acknowledging us, because we're Chicago and you're Chicago. But
they showed that clip.
But in their eyes, they took it as, oh, so you're Detroit now. Okay, bet.
Yeah.
That's how Chicago residents. That's why, even though, because Scoop Jackson, of course, prime editor writer for Slam magazine and many other publications, he was on Bomani's podcast earlier this week. He's from Chicago. And he even said, he's like, look, Isaiah, even when he retired, he came back, he gives back to Chicago like there's no other. He's always around. But even in doing that, that handshake has still rubbed people the wrong way to this day, where it's like when he decided to do that, again, it was, oh, so you're not Chicago anymore, you're Detroit. All right, bet, for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
and even when you look at the footage, he comes off as a dick.
Yeah,
he walks right past Jordan, especially when Jordan said flat out in the last episode, he was like, after every loss, we shook their hands, including when the cameras came in my face and everything. I shook their hands. It's sportsmanship. But then after we beat y'all ass with 7 seconds left on the clock, or the 9, or it doesn't matter, you guys just walk off the court. Whatever. You guys just walk off the court and don't even congratulate us or anything.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck you.
It's understandable. Now you get why MJ feels the way he does about him.
Now, MJ can hold a grudge. I can tell you that. He will not forget.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, what ties this in going into episode 6? This portion is why I feel that if MJ came up in the social media era, he would not.
It would have been a
rings.
wrap.
It's not because it's not because he wasn't great. It has nothing to do with that. It was what he was able to, I don't want to say get away with, because he didn't do anything wrong in retrospect, but it was in the media's eyes, it was he was able to get away with in, first of all, his political claim.
Yeah.
If there was ever a win for 3-6 Mafia to get, it was during that segment, because there's no way to spin what he did in that segment. It's just bad. Like,
it was
the North Carolina election for the North Carolina Senate between Harvey Gantt, who was the black man who ran, against the well-known, problematic, and very racist Jesse Helms. And even though Jordan comes up, and this I don't know if you caught this. So earlier in that, I forgot what episode it was, when MJ's mom tells him don't quit basketball when he doesn't make varsity. He doesn't quit. He listens to her.
Yeah.
Then when she tells him go to Nike, he listens to her.
Yep.
I don't know if you caught this. When she said do something public for Harvey Gantt, it's the one time he doesn't listen to her, and it's the dent in his armor as a result.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he said, well, I did donate money after the fact during his second campaign.
Right.
But, but at that point when he said, hey, Republicans buy shoes too, if there's that little dent, it blew him and bit him in the ass.
Right. Even though it was explained that it came off just as a joke between him, Scotty, and Horace. Like, they were just talking shit, and it was supposed to rain locker room. But the problem is that, okay, now it's come out public. Oh, and by the way, yeah, that may be true, but the people in this election, it's not just, I mean, fucking Jesse Helms was like, I don't know if you guys were listening to some of the shit he was saying. He was very pro bringing back segregation. Like,
I read up on his ass.
He did not hide that. And on top of that, he was also very against Martin Luther King Day.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a very problematic human being. And
I mean, look who's in office right now.
Yeah. Even if you don't want to get into politics, because, of course, like, that's a whole... Again, you got to factor in the fact Jordan's only, 28 or some shit like that, like, going into his 30s, so he probably doesn't know everything. But even if you strip that away, at the very core of it, fam, you can denounce somebody that gives you racial problems, like, in what they say. And he didn't do that.
At all.
It's, I mean, you can say whatever you want about Jordan on the court, because there's no disputing it, but if you're bringing up overall basketball in terms of professionalism, yeah, that's where the dent takes place. Like, because there's no way you could defend it.
Like, that's the chink in his armor and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially considering the fact that, and I don't know if, Martin, if you caught this, I really wish they would have brought Craig Hodges into the mix with this somehow, some way. Because Craig Hodges was Kaepernick before Kaepernick, if you remember.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Remember when they went to the White House, he came in, I believe, a dashiki, and he was, if not dashiki, he's a devout Muslim, so he came in. If it wasn't dashiki, it was traditional Muslim garment, and that was very offensive to people seeing that come into the White House. Yeah, I think he had 1 or 2 more seasons at the NBA, and he was out. To add insult to injury,
that was typical. Like, you know what I mean? If you showed some type of, like, anything out of the norm,
right,
you were pushed aside pretty much.
Yeah, society was very closed-minded. I mean, it's still closed-minded to this day, but back then it was like you were saying, anything outside, it wasn't acceptable. But to add insult to injury, which then leads us into episode 6, Jordan wasn't there for the first White House visit. He was out gambling and playing with none other than my man's Slim. Let me pull up his last name, because this is a story in itself, and I wish they were to do a documentary on this by itself. It's so well deserved.
Homeboy's name was Slim, dog. Like,
call him Slim.
Just call him Slim. Buller. Slim Buller.
Yeah.
He was out, and this is funny because Scoop Jackson brought this up too. Slim Buller's still in Chicago too. Like,
oh shit.
Like, he's still there, and I guess this is one of the positive things about Michael. Michael didn't care, like, as long as you could see, like, there was a respect factor, and on top of that, if you were gonna lose to Michael because he was just completely better, he got.
They were talking about his. Yeah, they talked about his competitive nature, man.
Yeah,
that it was literally embedded in him to be a competitor. No matter what he does in life, he wants to win, and if he loses, he takes it up the ass. Yeah. like when he was, what was it? Is that you talking about the quarter game he was playing, or just the other game?
So they had 2 sets of they had 2 sets of card games on the plane. One was for the big bucks, thousands, which was him, Scotty, and Horace. And then they had the other card game, which was BJ, Will Purdue, and all those guys playing for $1. And he would go up there and be like, "Hey, I want to play." And they're like, "We're not doing big pots." And he's just looking at me like, "I know. I just want to be able to look you in your face and say I took your money."
That's some asshole shit when he said that. I'm like, dude, really?
And then before games, because, scoring 42 on a team just isn't enough. Before games, he's playing with United Center security, and they're throwing quarters, putting down $20 a quarter.
Somebody said, "What kind of Great Depression ass gambling shit is this?" And then when that one white security who shrugged on him when he beat him, he did the shrug on him. Like, I was like, damn. And then Jordan, I was like, that's right. I even said that's the reason why the footage didn't come out, because of that.
But I mean, to find out later, I mean, we talk about seeing ghosts. I found out later that security guard just passed away a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's like literally, like, I was telling Larissa when we were watching, I'm like, yo, it's wild to watch all this, because a significant amount of people in this are ghosts now.
like fucking Howard Stern, not Howard Stern, David Stern.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Stern, Kobe, that security guard.
Chuck Daly, who was the Pistons coach.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot, like, it hits you all at once, like, damn, my age is showing, and I'm just getting into my 30s. Like, wow. But back to this nigga, Slim. Slim got caught by the FBI because they raided his house or some shit like that for something completely different. And in the house, they find a fucking cashier's check for $57,000 made out by Michael Jordan.
Yeah, his gambling problem. Yeah,
and
that's
Jordan
what
told
it
them
came
at
out
first.
to.
Yeah, he first told them, oh yeah, it was a loan. And then came out, was like, oh no, we was playing golf, and yeah, he was whooping my ass. I had to pay him, and it was like, again, nothing was wrong, but it was just a simple fact where it was. Then the media took it and was like, well, is he point shaving? And then it goes back to Sam Smith's book, The Jordan Rules.
Oh shit!
Where it opens up this picture of Jordan behind the scenes and practices, and he's not the smiling like Mike. Yeah, no,
he was an asshole. In the words of Marty McFly, he was an asshole.
He was an asshole.
And then how he blames Horace Grant because Horace Grant had a relationship with him, and Horace is like, I didn't say shit. And then I don't know if you know this, Busby, but years later, it's been documented. Phil Jackson was the one that came out and said,
I saw that. I saw that. I was like, when I was sitting there, I was thinking, Phil Jackson said these stories. I said it out loud too. Phil snitched. Man, you
could tell the way he wrote about Kobe in his book.
Oh yeah,
like
Phil Jackson was the one telling these stories. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, hey man, those two of his greatest players he's ever coached. So shit.
Now the 93 Eastern Conference Finals, which ties into the Atlantic City scandal, if you want to call it a scandal. First and foremost, it's just always funny to see the New York Knicks on the wrong side of history. It's just so funny, man. Like, I just can't express that enough. Where they have to relive that shit of going up 2-0 against the Bulls. That whole John Starks dunking over the whole team, but we're gonna single out Michael Jordan, even though he was behind Horace Grant. Mm-hmm. And they just thought they had it sewed up, and it was a done deal, and it was their year to surpass the Bulls.
No. Hey, Draymond, you think that happened?
Yep.
No.
Which then led into Atlantic City, where he goes out after game 1 or before game 2 or whatever, and he goes with his dad, and they go gamble. And just the way the media was talking about him, where it was like, does he even have the heart to win? It was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Now, if social media was around during that time period, I can imagine Skip Bayless, I can imagine Kumlock, I can imagine who else? Everyone on all the ESPN analysts, the people on Twitter, they would have just said flat out, Jordan just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like they would have ate him alive. And so Jordan was just, and then that picture of Jordan with the glasses on. You have a gambling problem? It's a hobby.
Yeah.
With dark shades. It's a hobby.
Shout out to Ahmad Rashad, man, because Ahmad Rashad,
that dude played for the NFL, man. That's wild.
Ahmad Rashad got a story, man. Like and to find out he's 70 and he's like he
still looks the same.
Yeah, it's just he has not aged a day.
Yeah, I mean, there's some wrinkles there, but everyone gets wrinkles.
Yeah, but he still
even
looks
before
the same. That
interview
interview when he shut down for the remainder of the conference finals and was like, "Oh, y'all saying I got no
he
heart?
went mute.
Okay, all right, let's see who don't have no heart." And he snatched
their souls.
the heart and souls of the Knicks. So much so that when they replayed that beautiful play of Charles Smith trying to put the fucking ball into the hoop, and him and Pippen were just like, no, it's not going to happen.
Man.
4 attempts and they can't get it in. And I don't know if you've ever seen the actual play in its entirety, Busby. To add insult to injury, after they do that, I forget who's at the other end of the hoop. They throw the ball to the other end of the hoop, and he lays it up as time expires. And that's how they go from 95-94 to 97-94. Just to add insult to injury, it's like, you couldn't get in 4 times, and here, we're just going to do it once. And it's the dagger. It's done.
Yeah.
And then just to see
Jordan
Nick's
took those
tape,
souls.
to see Nick's tape on Twitter, just like, this shit again.
Oh
They thought they were going to just ease over that, huh? Y'all thought they was going to ignore that little part. No.
Yeah, no, that was good to see just their anguish. But then it also pointed out something too with me and John Starks. I always knew John Starks was always in some shit. It always just it's a good reminder to just why he was always into shit. I fully understand. I get it. I mean, one day you're bagging groceries at the store, and the next day you win the tryout and you get on the Knicks. No, I'm fighting everybody too. I'm not going back to that life. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell. And then you add the dynamic that he's the light skinned one in the midst of Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, and Charles Oakley. So people are always testing him to see how tough he is. No, I fully understand John Starks and what he had to go through. Like I get it. It makes sense now.
Makes sense, yeah. And then after that, they get to the finals when he goes against the Phoenix Suns and Charles Barkley. And Barkley was a dog back then, man. He was.
Put some
but
respect
Jordan
on
had to
his
humble
name,
him,
bro. Like seriously.
Yeah. But Jordan had to humble him and took his soul too.
Real
Especially the last game, they lost by 1 point. I was like, damn, that sucks.
That shit was funny in itself too, because again, it goes back to Jerry Krause. Jerry Krause had said that, oh, Dan Marley is a great defender. So I had to show him. Okay, you think he's a great defender? Like, what is wrong with this nigga?
He's a great defender.
Why did you piss him off? Like you didn't. And Magic said that shit too when during the practice games they said like, oh shit, well we might win, and he said something to Jordan and it just pissed him off.
If you don't turn Air Jordan on, we gonna win.
Yeah.
And he said after that,
I pissed
him off. We were down by 2. Next thing we knew.
It's like,
I don't know what possessed me to say that.
The funny thing about that Phoenix Suns team, if I'm not mistaken with that Suns team, as great as they were, they never won games 1 or 2 during that entire playoff run. If I'm not mistaken, because I know for sure they played the Lakers in the first round, and the Lakers were of course the bottom seed. Yeah, the Lakers went back to LA up 2-0. And that was back then in the first round, when the first round was just best of 5. It wasn't best of 7. So they had the opportunity to close them out and get them out the playoffs. But the Suns ended up winning the next 3 and they closed out the series. But if I'm not mistaken, those next 2 series, they still did not win games 1 and 2 at home.
Shit. And Charles Barkley said flat out, like, in game 1 he felt they weren't prepared, and then they thought they were gonna get swept, so they go back to Chicago and then they beat them, and I'm like, see you in fucking Phoenix, and the inevitable happened.
That was the one series where it was just random as hell. That series went 6 games and only 1 time did the home team win in that series. That shit was nuts.
I love those type of games when they go to the home court and you think, and they're about to sweep and you thinking it's gonna be sweet. I love watching them games when they lose and they gotta go home. I'm like, I don't know, for me personally, I like watching that shit just to see the fans discuss.
In this case,
with the Raptors, Warriors, Yeah,
in this case, it wasn't a sweep. It was they went back to Chicago up 2-0, and to avoid being in the situation to get swept, they won game 3. The Bulls then won game 4, and then what Chuck was talking about was stopping them from winning the title. And I wholeheartedly agree with you. I enjoy winning. To root for a team and win in front of your home fans is cool. It's just something about just stealing the joy in another team's city. It's beautiful. Yeah.
That's why I like when the Warriors lost in the championship, like at home, when they thought shit was sweet. That's why I liked when I saw when the Heat lost at home, and then I just like seeing that. It's beautiful.
Like 2001 is special because not only did we win in Philly, but Kobe was from Philly. So it was like, of course Allen Iverson was Allen Iverson. You can't take anything away from him, but it's like, you gonna ride with him over your homegrown? Okay, bet, cool. Don't say
no.
Less.
I think the funniest part of that whole in the documentary is when they show that little kid that yelled, "Don't take it personal, Charles."
He wanted to throw him. Yeah, he wanted to throw him out the stands. Like,
for sure.
Like, you gotta remember,
I bet he was talking shit all game long too.
Yeah. Like, you gotta remember, this was Chuck. I'm not a role model. Like like the Chuck that we see today is very polished, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, it is, because he still says some wild shit. Gave no fucks.
Oh man,
no.
That's why in Space Jam it was funny when you see him praying in church saying, "I'll never call another technical. I'll never do this to a ref.
Yeah.
I won't even go out with Madonna again." That's what made that part hella funny.
Yeah.
Shit, I gotta watch Space Jam.
And then to close it out, it was when they go back to present day and how Phil would give them I don't want to say random days off because it's all calculated, but the closer they were getting to the playoffs, he would be like, "Okay, we're giving you a day off." And all Jordan cared about was his fucking tea time. And he's just like, "Nah, everybody, let's go. I got a tea time at 3:30.
Yeah.
Let's go." And like reporters are trying to get words from Scotty, and he's like, "Nope, get your ass out. Like,
come
let's
on,
go.
come on, let's go.
Honking the horn and shit like that.
And then when they
Got on the bus and honked the horn.
and then when the funny part is
For real.
when they get to the destination and Phil's like, "All right, we got the day off." And he looks at Rodman. He's like, "So you're gonna go swimming?" He goes, "Hell no, I'm going to Hooters. I'm gonna go look at some tits and ass."
On brand. Vintage Dennis Rodman right there. Vintage Rodman. No, and then like the part in the end when I think when Jordan won the last championship before he took his break, like you saw that relief look on his face, like he was just relieved. And I know that look. That's the same look LeBron had when he won his first championship, and that's the same look KD had when he won the first championship. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like he wasn't celebrating. He was more. Oh, he was just happy it was over.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know that look. That's the look KD had when he won his first one. That's the look LeBron had when he won his first one.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Jordan got that after his third. He had that relief look after his third ring.
Speaking
and then he was
KD,
like, you know what?
Since you brought it up, but speaking of KD, since you brought it up, JC, I actually listened to the All the Smoke podcast, bro.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, man.
So that was a great fucking episode.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Now I gotta watch this shit now.
You gotta listen to it, watch it, whatever, bro. Digest that shit.
If there was ever a brand of tea, Draymond, like, it's the blackest tea ever that he spills. Because he just talks about just so much shit that went, like, bro, it's...
Yeah, man.
Like,
that's wild.
It's the kind of tea that had Draymond at the end of it say, and the thing is, I still fuck with KD. I don't know if he fucks with me, but I still fuck with KD.
Shit.
And it was cool too because Matt Barnes could attest to it. So Matt Barnes was on the last Warriors team that won it all. Matt Barnes was on that team too. He was just injured.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Well, episode 7 of The Last Dance is going to focus on, when Jordan decided to quit basketball, play baseball, and get kidnapped to Looney Tune land. And, had to save. Yeah, because he had to go and save the world and shit. He had to save the Looney Tunes. That's gonna be episode 7. Yep. Bugs Bunny gonna show up. It's gonna be a great episode.
Right.
Just facts.
That Outcast, that Rosa Parks placement was perfect. When they played,
when they went to go play when they went to Atlanta.
Bro,
yep.
All the music has been on point, man.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, all that shit's been perfectly fit right where it needed to be and everything.
Easy.
Hey,
I mean,
man,
but just the idea of playing in a fucking football stadium where it's 62,000, and then I forget who was saying, but the dude on the floor was like, honestly, if we could put another 15,000 seats in here, that would have sold out too. We could fit 75,000 people in here.
That's how big Jordan was. And then they showed, like, in all the games, all the celebrities that went to his game. You saw Drew Barrymore, you saw Jerry Seinfeld, you saw Chris Rock, you saw Prince just chilling there. You saw together. Literally, yeah. It was just like you saw everyone just came to see Jordan play. I was just like, that's wild.
Yo, a day in the life of Jordan. That's how big he was. A day in the life of Jordan looked like pure hell. It just looked like hell. Like, my ass would itch all day if I had to go through that shit. Like, it just looked so fucking horrible.
His only calm point was when he was in his hotel room smoking a cigar, laying on the couch watching TV. Yeah. That was the only time shit was calm. But when he left, he had to deal with reporters, he had to deal with fans, he had to play the game, he had to deal with Make-A-Wish kids, he had to do a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, hey, I want to be like Mike.
Don't say it like that, man. He didn't have to deal with Make-A-Wish kids. Like, he had to, like, that's fucked up.
Oh, my bad.
You think it sounded like it was a bad thing.
Oh, no. He had to do all kind of shit. Fuck them kids. Side note, shout out to John Cena.
Damn, you might as well just say John Cena. He had to deal with the cripples.
For real.
He had to deal with the cripples. No. Side note, though, when it comes to the Make-A-Wish kids, like John Cena made a wish, like granted a kid's wish. He had cancer, and he still went up to like hug him and do all that shit. He had a face mask on and everything, but he still made it an option to like grant that kid's wish.
Right.
So yeah, shout out to John Cena.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Anyway, Last Dance. This is still out. Episode 7 is going to be really interesting because we're going to see when Jordan left and when Pippen took over and how close they were to winning that championship without Jordan. Could you imagine if they would have won that championship without him?
Yeah,
that would have been very interesting.
I'm not going.
His whole narrative would have been interesting.
Yeah, I'm not going to spill the beans on it.
Yeah, don't you?
But it doesn't just follow MJ. It stays with that Bulls team that year too. It doesn't just automatically just leave and go to all MJ. No, they split the time.
Well, okay. I mean, seriously, because they have a documentary on. They have a 30 for 30 on that.
Right,
so if you want to just focus on MJ, just watch that 30 for 30.
Yeah.
That's right. Like, you are so right. Like, this is literally like, it should just pop up when you watch it. If you want more stories, watch this 30 for 30 right here. Like, it should just pop up on the screen. It should literally just pop up.
And you do it on the ESPN app. Like, when it hits a certain point, you can...
like I said, I don't know about the app. Like, it should be like a clickable type or a tappable type thing, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah.
On ESPN, like I'm telling you guys, on TV, like it actually that shit pops up.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. No, I'm saying not like the ad doesn't show up, but like they'll show a commercial of like, oh, for more info on blah blah blah.
This
watch
episode,
this 30 for 30.
Yeah. Man, great show. Round of applause, man. Round of applause for all this.
This is
for sure, man. This shit is great.
Shouts out to everybody that's a part of this. Yep. It's well needed in this time, but it's also just well needed in general because of the history.
You know what else is great, Martine? You know what else is great, Martine? Drake.
Is great.
Drake is great. Ain't that right, Martine?
Shut the fuck up.
It was like alley-oop. That's what that was. As soon as you said it, I was like, I knew what I was gonna do.
Like,
but
wait,
yeah, we
Drake,
thought
great. I mean, that kind of rhymes, but I would never put that shit together.
That's your boy. That's your boy.
Nah.
Nah. Anyway, yeah. If anybody should be like annoyed, it should be me. But whatever the case. So yeah, surprise drops. Surprise! They're the horns.
Aubrey. I heard it again.
Aubrey decided to, even though we're all quarantined, he decided to drop new music. Not just a music, and I guess an album, mixtape, collection, whatever you want to call it nowadays.
Compilation.
Whatever. Compilation out there, guys. Collection of music.
Yeah.
That's what album, whatever. It's called Dark Lane Demo Tapes. Now, the reason how I know this is because I was working, and I was just, minding my business, doing my job, helping people, doing what I got to do, essential shit.
Essential shit.
And then my phone's, essential shit. And then my phone started going off. And I was I was looking, and I was seeing it was from Twitter, but I didn't read the mentions, because my mentions were just going off. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Then I saw a fucking tweet that said, your demise will be televised. And I was like, huh?
What?
Yo, let me drop Fab, man.
Somebody did this.
It's like, what?
Wait, somebody actually did that?
Your demise will be what the fuck?
It was from Bansky, too. It was from Bansky, too. And I was like,
I gotta put another. That's powerful niggatry, man. Hold up.
There's powerful niggatry at work.
Your demise will be televised.
I don't know what the hell was going on. Like, why is my phone going on? What happened on Twitter? And I didn't tweet. Like, I was like, did my DMs link or some shit? Like, what the hell's going on? And I was like, I haven't been in women's DMs lately. I haven't sent no pictures or nothing. Like, what the hell am I doing? What's going on? So I go on my break. I figure it's something. And then I look, and then I see that there's a rumor going on that Drake's gonna drop a project tonight. And I was like, oh, that's what it is. And the Aubrey's Angels were literally camped outside my mentions. Mind you, I have not tweeted in 2 hours. I haven't said one word. Okay? Wow. I was like, yes. I haven't said one word, and these motherfuckers are in my mentions. So, I can't wait for Busby to say something. Busby about to lose his mind. Just losing their day. I was like, y'all niggas weirdos, man. So then that's when JC hits up on the group chat saying, yeah, there's a source out there, blah, 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 blah. And then literally...
Like 2 minutes. 2 minutes passed. I'm like, oh, well, ain't a source no more. It's on the OVO Sound official Twitter account.
Right.
And so then I retweeted it, and I just put, "Oh, it's you see the fucking cover. It looks like Michael Jackson's Dangerous album, just with Drake's eyes. Like it literally
I didn't
looks
even
like
think
that.
about
Just
that shit. You're right.
yeah, just minus all the extra shit that was on the cover.
Yeah.
It's just Drake's
Yeah.
eyes looking like Michael Jackson's Dangerous album. And I was
like the
I
Dangerous
just
album
could've-
without the effects and shit.
Yeah, and then I was looking at it, I was like, this should have been the cover for Scorpion. Like, that really should have been the cover, because that Doug Funny shit, that shouldn't have been the cover. That cover of Scorpion made no sense. Whatever.
Nah, actually,
So anyway,
I've side note, I went around, I got inspired, and I was like, let me see if I can make a good Scorpion cover that I didn't attempt before. Yep, I did it. I made a great fucking Scorpion cover that, yeah, it's fucking amazing. It makes all the sense in the world, too.
I saw the cover. I saw it. I think I
cool.
saw it too.
Yeah,
I saw it too.
It made all the
But
sense.
The album sucked ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, too. But the Scorpion, but not the Scorpion, the Dark Lane demo tape cover, that actually could have been the Scorpion cover, but whatever. So I saw it and I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, so this is his Untitled Unmastered. Got it. And then Drake fans, when I tweeted that, Drake fans lost their mind, like they just nutted in their pants that I tweeted.
Well, if you notice too, it's I don't know if you guys caught it, but that color hue on the cover, it's the same or similar color hue as the color on the Untitled Unmastered cover. It's like that kind of like swampish camo green.
Yeah. On the
So
back,
on
the back cover, yeah.
Yeah, so when I saw it
So
too, I
then
was
I
like, oh, okay, this, all right, well, I'm not judging it like an album then, but all right, let's go, let's see.
Me neither. So he's like, and I read his his IG, and Drake just said is because of the leaks that were going on, and people, and he played the records on his IG live and shit like that, and the fans were demanding it. So he was just like, here are some of the tracks that y'all been asking for, and along with fucking some new shit, But my real album is dropping in the summer. So I was like, okay.
So he said because the leaks that were going on that he put out.
Yeah, that's our narrative.
Come on, man.
That's because when those songs were coming out, like besides the ones that he released, like War and When to Say One and When and the Chicago Freestyle, like all them other records that dropped, like Desires, he leaked that himself.
Yeah.
And what's it called? All the other records that were coming out, like I was feeling like, nah, he's leaking these records himself, because OVO is like a fucking. This was even before the pandemic. I was like, nah, man, OVO is like a closed. What's it called? What's the word for it? They have everything all tight-lipped and shit over there. Closed campus, yeah. So shit doesn't really leak out unless they want it to leak out.
Right.
And yeah, shit has been leaking out for the past few months. So yeah, he's leaking this shit, and he's probably looking on Twitter, looking on forums to see what people say about it.
Temperature check.
That's my narrative.
Yeah, temperature
Yeah,
check.
there you go.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
pretty much what it was. So I was like, all right, whatever. So let's see how this shit goes. And Drake fans were literally just jerking off themselves, just couldn't wait to fucking hear it. I mean, seriously, I'm like, all right. So the shit dropped, and the first 3 songs are the songs we heard. Well, no, it's not. But Deep Pockets. It was called Rollin', but Deep Pockets, which sounds a lot clearer. Still a great track.
I don't even
Same
think I
with
heard
when-
Rollin' to be when it was or Deep Pockets when it was rolling. So that was a new
You
song.
did. You did. I sent it to you.
Oh, that was,
You did. That's Rollin'. And re-rolling.
oh,
Yeah,
that's the one where you're like,
Rollin'.
oh, he's bugging.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was supposed to be on Scorpion. Though that track was supposed to be on Scorpion.
You're right. You're absolutely
and I was
right.
like, yeah. So I heard those 3 songs. Like, all right, the first 3 songs. I'm like, I've heard this already. And then what was the? You have the track list up?
Yeah, I do. Track 4, not You Two, featuring Chris Brown.
Yeah, quote unquote Chris Brown. Yeah.
Yeah,
He turned Chris Brown's vocals
into some ad libs.
all the way down. He turned Chris Brown's vocals all the way down. Like, Chris Brown allowed Drake to come on No Guidance, and he let him do his shit on there. Did he want Chris Brown to do that on his song? Nah. He looked at 40 and said, "Yo, turn. You see that? Turn Breezy's vocals down. Is this good? Is this good? Lower. Is this good? Lower. But we can't hear him. Perfect."
Great.
Yeah, execute no indigo.
No indigo.
No indigo.
Yeah, nigga, you ain't gonna no guidance me.
Yeah,
And
execute no guidance.
Like I was literally when I was listening to that record, I was waiting for Chris Brown to show up and just do his Chris Brown shit. But it just ended, and I was like, all right, it was a good track, but whatever. Then what was next? Losses?
Nah, next was Tootsie Slide.
Which again, you know, I'm not mad at that. You might as well, like, for me, I'm not mad at this project. We killed him for Care Package because it's like, fam, you waited all these years and now you're capitalizing. But I mean, it is what it is. I feel like he learned his lessons from Care Package and was like, all right, shit's leaking out. Whether he's leaking it and the camp's leaking it, that's a whole different story. But shit's leaking out. Let's capitalize on it now. And while we capitalize on it, let's announce that this is going to precede the album in a few months. So let's just do it.
Right.
And from that angle, I was cool with it because I'm like, all right, now you're just capitalizing.
Yeah, I just looked at it for what it was. So like when I heard like Desires and then what's it called, Losses, which is like vintage Drake. You know, I don't know who he's talking to. Maybe a female, maybe Kanye. I don't know. He was talking to somebody.
I don't
Somebody
care who he was talking to. Just keep the spicy talk that way. Like I don't want you talking street talk, but that spicy talk. I like that.
And then the D4L freestyle with Future and Young Thug. That was a great record. That was a great record.
I don't know why that record was on this project.
He should have kept that. There was two records. He should have kept Losses for his album and D4L for his album.
I don't understand why D4L was on this project, bro. Because I heard D4L and I was like, yo, this is like, even if you don't, because it's nowhere close to lyrical, so it's not that song. It's what you expect from him, Future, and Young Thug.
Yeah.
But even when it's what you expect, it's still something that it's like, oh my... I remember hearing that shit, and I turned my shit all the way up. I was like, nah, I gotta knock this motherfucker. This shit hit.
Yeah, it was. That was a great record. Losses and D4L he should have kept. And then what was the other one? From Florida with Love?
He should have kept the first half of Pain 1993, too.
He should have just deleted Playboi Carti's verse. Because the thing was, everyone was... Because that song leaked. So, well, kind of, halfway leaked. So people were they really wanted to hear that record. And I have a feeling, because when you hear the record, Drake's verses were cool. Playboi Carti, that was trash. I have a feeling, this is my theory. I feel Drake wanted Playboi Carti to redo his verse. That's why he didn't release it. He's like, yo, man, I think you need to redo this verse. And Playboi Carti never got around to doing it, and the fans were demanding it, so he was like, okay.
Fuck it.
Here it is. And then people
what if he
like,
actually sent one back and it was worse than this one?
Maybe. Shit.
Yeah, it's possible too.
Because that shit was trash. Like, I don't know. But yeah, Drake's part was cool. That shit was trash. And then what was the other one? Demons with Fivo. Whatever
those last two records, I don't. That's.
I didn't care. Like I did not like War
That's not
with
the
a
boy.
Drop.
That's Man's.
That's Tough Talk.
Man's. Oh shit.
Yeah, that was Tough Talk.
Those are Man's records. I don't listen to Man's.
War should have opened the damn album. I did not like. I that's when I cut it off. Like I was like, I don't want to hear this. But other than that, this whatever. It is what it is. It just is what it is. Yeah. I got nothing really want to say about it. It's just like, I hope the album's better.
From my standpoint, like I took it for what it was, so there was no reason for me to be upset with the records that I didn't like. So I was like, okay, this is here. I like a good portion of this album. So,
whatever the fuck it is.
I just don't understand all the think pieces that came from it. It's like, fam, we're not that far removed from this being the traditional rollout when I was in high school. Like, you would drop a project 1 to 2 months before the actual album came out.
Seriously,
I think the articles that came out, they were more just focused. They were looking at Drake like he hasn't. There was one article that was pretty damn good. It was funny because this article dropped literally 5 years. It's literally 5 years to the day that I dropped my article, My Issues with Aubrey. It's literally been 5 years. This article was kind of similar, but he was kind of saying it from a different perspective. Like David Dennis, even though me and him don't really get along because of the whole Michael shit. But his article was kind of spot on saying, yo, Drake hasn't grown up. Like, at all. Like, listen to these projects. It's like, I know it's just the precursor to the album, but he hasn't grown up. This is the same shit. And that's pretty much what everyone that I've seen, they've been saying. It's the same shit. And in my mind, I'm going like, oh, so it took y'all this long to figure that shit out? I told y'all this shit since Views. This is who he is, and y'all
I've
want
known
him
it
to.
well before that.
I know you have, but I know I felt Views was supposed to be the album where he was gonna show who he truly is as an artist, that he's gonna grow.
Right.
But he didn't. This is who he is, and that's cool. So if you just look at him for what it is, he is what he is. Like he did, like, and no matter what type of playlist you make, no matter how many you try to shuffle it, play it, it's the same old Drake. So. It's pretty much, and he's not going to mature. Like this next album, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be the same shit. I hope I'm wrong, but it's going to be the same shit. So it's like a pattern.
I'm not holding my breath for, like, again, it's what we've been saying basically all year. I'm not holding my breath on it, but again, the records I was really high on with this project, like, all right, I'm a little bit more curious now about the album than I was before this project, if that makes sense. Like, the leaks were the leaks, and I was like, all right, those are there. But the fact that
I was kind of disappointed he put it on. Yeah. I was kind of disappointed he put it on this, because I wanted him to keep those records for his album. Like, because it sounded, I'm like, okay, so you're rapping like this. And he also said in his IG live shit, even with Lil Wayne in his little interview, he said, I'm on a really retrospective hike right now. Like, I'm really reflecting a lot on stuff. So I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I've noticed about Drake and his... Oh, go on.
But I mean, from that aspect, it was like, all right, we'll see how this goes. But what the keynote that I found out was interesting with this, and I'm not putting stock into, okay, there's beef between them now. I just thought it was interesting where I was like, okay, maybe he's holding him out for the bigger records, is that Boy Wonder doesn't have one production credit on this project, and it's the first one out of Drake's major releases where Boy Wonder isn't involved. So
he's probably saving it.
Where I was like, where I was like, okay, maybe he's saving a lot bigger records than this, because again, I still felt like Losses and D4L. If I'm not expecting the classic, but at the same time, it's like one of those things where it's like, if those two records aren't on, it's a high chance that it's just the same formula as before, where the records are loosies, then you're questioning why aren't these on. But when I see Boy Wonder's not a part of it, that at least I'm looking at that a little different than from that lens, where it's like,
dude, he put Tootsie Slide on this shit, and that shit went #1. And I was very, like, surprised he did that. I was like, damn, this was a #1 record, and you put this on this. I'm like, okay,
well,
it better not be on your.
Tootsie Slide makes sense, because I mean, it's already out there. You might as well throw it on now. Like, that makes sense.
It's a TikTok song. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably, like, legit what he made it for. I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and
that
also, it's
falls
like,
in line. That literally falls in line with demo tape. Like, when I think Tootsie Slide, I think demo tape. So I'm cool with that.
For sure.
Yeah. But overall, the album, like, it's just fun. Oh, this is what I was going to say. You know what I notice all about Drake's music? He always comes off as a victim. He always comes off as a victim. He never talks about no accountability or nothing. He always comes off as a victim. Like that song Desires. Have you really listened to the lyrics of that song?
Oh
JC?
Yeah, it's the most proper way to call a woman a hoe. It's
not just a hoe, but he's controlling them. Like, he's literally controlling. Like, it's like, I want to have you somewhere where what's it called? I want to have you somewhere where no one can find you.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, I want to, like. Yeah, he was pretty much, like, almost controlling them in a way.
No, I mean, he literally says it. Self-control's never really been your thing. Like,
yeah.
Shit.
Like, when you really listen to all his music, he never comes off. He never has no accountability. He always comes off as the victim. Always. And even on this, he comes off as the victim. And it's just like, funny, though?
You know what's funny is, the old me would have been like, yeah, that's bullshit. Like, I could read between the lyrics. I don't know, bro. The new me, after watching Insecure and seeing these women and how they just don't want accountability, I'm kind of looking at Drake's lyrics a little different now, where I'm like, nah, you got to fight that good fight for us until they take accountability.
I mean, he said it on Tuscan Leather, man. I'm honest. It's like, I fuck up. I'm the second one to admit it. I'm the second to admit it. So he admits that. But it's just I just realized that. No, but that's another thing. Like, these articles were saying, how Drake needs to grow up, is because, like, they listened to So Far Gone when they were, like, in their 20s and shit like that in college, And then when they're like old, when they get older, they kind of expect Drake to be rapping about something they could kind of like, what's the word for it? Like they could connect to. And he's still rapping about the same shit he has rapped before. And it's just like he's like in his early 30s now, still rapping about the same shit. And I was just like, well, when I said, I was like, yeah, this is who he is. This is who he is. Like, you're not going to get no Kendrick from him. You're not going to get no J. Cole. You're not going to get no Kanye, no Hove, none of those type of music. Like you said, you can repeat. I remember it was like one of the articles he said, one of the lines he said, like, when you hear a Drake song, you could just repeat the lyrics. You don't feel nothing. Like, you don't feel it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get it. I also feel in a way and I'm not saying you're saying it because you're just going off of what people's think pieces are saying.
Yeah.
I also think that's a very lazy critique. Because if you think about it, all of our favorites say the same shit all the time. How many times has Pusha T talked about Coke?
Yeah, but the difference. Here's the thing. The difference between Push and Drake is it's not the content; it's just the execution. That's all the difference is. That too. Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to.
That's all it boils down to is just the execution. To my ears,
I think
Pusha
they kind of
makes better quality projects than Drake does. But Push's projects are talking about the same shit he was talking about when we first heard the grinding beat. So to me, it's a lazy argument and stance where they're complaining about, well, he's talking about the same shit. Yeah, you would too if you had a fucking 21-bedroom estate and this is all you know. Like, you don't have to go out into the real world. Like, and I'm not making an excuse for Drake because we hold Kanye to that same standard. So I understand that, but he don't live like the rest of us. So his content is going to reflect what he lives, and what he lives is he's basically been in a big ass party for the last 10, 12 years.
Yeah, and feeling like people betrayed him, feeling like women don't fuck with him. It's pretty much like a big ass cycle with him.
Yeah,
he's not like Jay-Z going to fucking art museums and shit and getting married and having kids and living the best life. Well, shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, it wasn't based on what you were saying. I'm just going off.
I know.
Consensus is in general. You take Drake out the equation, I still feel like it's a very lazy stance to take, where it's like they make the same music. Like, I see, we'll get into it with Chris Brown and Young Thug's project. Everybody's been saying for years Chris Brown makes the same records, but it's like, no, he doesn't.
At all.
What songs sound the same? And then when you ask that question, they can never answer. So it's just like, oh, you're just making a very blanket statement because all you're going off of is the records that get played on radio. But guess what? Every single fucking record that gets played on radio sounds the same because there's a formula and there's key notes that people are familiar with and that people only want to do business with. But that tells me you're not going to the albums, listening to the records, because if you go, again, I've been telling people with Indigo especially, Indigo, those first 15, 16 tracks is just some shit that you can't even, no matter how you feel about Drake or Chris Brown as a person, you can't fight against it. Those are great collections of songs. So
great
overall,
collection.
Just overall that argument, it's very stale. And if you notice, people only do that argument when it's people that they don't like listening to begin with. Because when you bring up the same argument with who their favorites are, all of a sudden the goalpost moves.
But when it comes to these articles I've read, like, I know these writers, and they have been very fair when it comes to Drake. They've been very fair with him. Like, I'll send you the links to them. But it's like, it was a really good article. And it was just like, and like the OVOs, OVO people were camping outside their mentions, and I was just like Palpatine, like, ironic. And I was like, but like, to me, like, it doesn't really get me. And then they try to get on Eminem, like, oh, y'all talking about moving the goalposts for Drake, where Eminem's still talking about his stepdad. And of course, to stand me has to come out, and I had to say, well, Eminem has talked about his pill addiction. He apologized to his wife. He apologized to his mom. He has jumped on songs that have been outside the norm for him. He has grown on his music. The music may not have been good for certain standards, but he has went outside the box. Drake hasn't changed his fucking outlook on things since So Far Gone. And besides, the last word he said, diss me, you'll never hear a reply for it. But other than that, he has made the same type of music since So Far Gone. Yeah. People laughed at me, but shit, it's the truth. Oh yeah, that's another thing what Drake fans got mad at me about, because I said that M still has album of the year till Kendrick drops, and they fucking just lit my mentions up when I said that. Some folks even said it flat out, I don't even know Eminem dropped an album this year. I was like, what the fuck? The whole okay.
I mean, to be fair, bro, you're wrong. I mean, Roddy Ricch still has album of the year.
Shut up, man.
Just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Just fuck.
I guess.
I mean,
I will admit this
I,
though. Well, go on.
I mean, my thing is, it's I still think M's album is the top rap album this year, but the race is just like last year. It's very wide open, and this pandemic has actually assisted in still making it wide open, because there's actually just been a great array of music being dropped. The problem is that it's not sticking, because you're supposed to experience music the way we experience life. You're supposed to go out and do all that. So when you're kind of stuck
go
in
out for
place,
a walk and experience it.
But even then, it's
but it's not the same though.
You can't
bro.
congregate with certain. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's
I know.
It's supposed to be experienced. Yeah, you could go for a walk, but it's not going to hit the. When a creator goes in and creates music, especially for this topic, they're creating that for a certain moment.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, that moment ain't for, okay, let's just go out for a walk today. Nah, this is supposed to be experienced with different people
outside.
from different walks of life outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, whether it's just like a kickback or something, or you
Right.
going to a
I think
bar,
that's
or you going to
that's
club.
another reason why critics are being very critical of Drake when it comes to this, is because because of the times that we in. It's like, dude, we don't want to go out and dance. Like, can you just have something that makes us, that soothes us, doesn't make us be mad that we can't go to the clubs and go to the bars, listening to the music. Because
which
majority of the records on that.
There's a reason why I feel like the records on this project actually work for this time, because not a lot of them are focused on, like D4L was really like the only one that's focused on getting you out, move into the club.
Yeah.
The other ones are very dark.
R&B-ish.
You have to sit down and listen and think. So that's why I think his execution on that, while this isn't, again, I wasn't grading off an album curve anyways, but
because he said like fucking Oliver and them literally sequenced the album. They just picked the tracks and sequenced it. So,
but in a way, I feel like his execution was for the most part good with this project, because it was, I guess for lack of better words, you can say these are quarantine songs where it's let me check the tempo, what's going on, we're almost open. Let me give you some songs that you can vibe to and, deal with for
drive
the time
around
being.
to. They'll call this is like driving music. This is drive music. That's what that album is.
Because I played this shit in the house and then I played this shit in the car. It's sounds a lot better when you're thinking in the car.
Yeah, I played it when I was at work.
Don't Drake and drive, bro. It's bad for you.
Nah, not for this joint. This joint it's good for behind the wheel. There's not no Jaded records on here.
Yeah, it's no These are Scorpion leftovers. If besides Tootsie Slide and maybe a few other, a majority of these tracks are like Scorpion leftovers. Yeah, that's how I look at it. But yeah, Aubrey. Yeah, we see how the album goes. I hope the album is better. M still has the best rap album in my opinion. So y'all can just suck it. And yeah, Chris Brown and Young Thug.
He's like,
what did you think of this shit? Yeah, Chris Brown and Young Thug. What was it called? Slime&B?
Slime&B. So this project got announced a few days before it dropped, which dropped
This shit dropped on Dat Piff. That was the wild part about it.
For real.
Yeah, they kept it old. Yeah, they kept it old school.
I'm gonna tell you how this played out. So not only did it drop on Cinco de Mayo, but Chris Brown's birthday. Shouts out to Chris Brown. Turned 31 on Cinco de Mayo. So this was like, it was basically like my present to you guys type deal. And that whole fix. I don't know why it didn't go straight to the DSPs before, but I actually enjoyed the fact that it went to Dat Piff and SoundCloud first. The reason why I enjoy it, I enjoy it more now because there were 13 tracks at the time. On the DSPs now, there's only 12 tracks. One of those tracks was the Young Thug track with Future.
Ooh.
I happened to download that project before it went to the DSP, so I still have the record.
Is it good?
Of course you do.
It is fucking amazing. See, here's my take on it. I was already skeptical with it because I'm like, all right, Young Thug. I know Breezy's going to connect. I'm not worried about him. How does Young Thug work with this?
Right.
I gotta be
he works great.
I gotta give Young Thug a big round of applause for this shit.
Wow, I never thought you'd say that.
Holy shit.
I thought he was gonna come on squealing and doing all that. No,
Oh no.
he blends very well with Chris Brown. Like
That's what I've noticed.
It's
It's great.
wild to think of in terms of just how well they sound together because he's not squealing. And that's one thing I guess I gotta take into account with Young Thug with the last 2 projects I've heard from him. Of course, the last one with his album last year where J. Cole executive produced it. And this project, I have to give him credit on this end. It seems that when he gets with artists that are widely recognized as better than him, he steps his game up.
That he does.
I'll
give him that. Yeah, and also I've noticed like he has kind of changed his voice a bit. Like he doesn't really squeal as much as you were saying. I've heard him evolve. He has evolved as a rapper. I'll admit that. And he's gotten better. Like he's a lot better. Now I know what J5 was saying when he looked up to him and shit and listened to him. Like he saw his main potential and his main shit. And I see it too. Like he's not doing that. He's not dressing up on like in a dress anymore. So
right. I mean, so from this angle, Slime&B, it's exactly what you would think. Don't go into this record thinking you're gonna hear some mature shit. Like the artwork itself lets you know what it's on brand for both of them.
Yeah, I mean,
the content isn't gonna be on some. It's not. They're not trying to change the wheel, but at the same time, they keep that motherfucking wheel going. Like these songs are great. They got 2 joints on here with Gunna. One of them, the title is "She Bumped Her Head." It's a funny ass title until you listen to the song and you forget how funny the title is. The song is a slap. Then it follows up with Big Slimes, which has Gunna again and Lil Duke. Then they just start what I like to call just start playing with their food. This is one of the projects to my ears where it starts off good and then it just gets so much better as it progresses. Like the transitions from Animal into City Girls into Stolen is just like wow.
I really like City Girls.
Yeah,
that's the one joint I liked. I really like City Girls.
Yeah, those 3 tracks really sound like one track, and I don't say that in a bad way. It just sounds like it's just a continuation of them blending harmonies together, and it's dope. And then, to my surprise, I get to Undrunk, and I hear Too Short and E40 on this, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This shit fire. And Undrunk is just what you expect. It's a party record. And yeah, it hits. And then it closes out with No Such Thing, which I think is so Undrunk and No Such Thing are both Chris Brown's solo joints. They don't have Young Thug on there. And then
I thought I heard him on there.
Nah, he's not. And then the Young Thug record with Future is a Young Thug solo record. Which leads me to
believe they pretty much did what a Time to Be Alive. That's what Drake and Future did. I remember that.
Yeah.
How they both had like solo tracks in the end? Yeah.
So which leads me to believe the reason why I didn't show up on DSPs was because maybe for those few hours Young Thug got so much praise on it where they were like, his camp was like, no, take the shit off. It leads me to believe he's working on something right now.
Or it might be Future's album. It might be on Future's album maybe.
If Future remakes it, then yeah, because it's basically a Young Thug solo featuring Future. It's not a duet between them. So if it is the case for a future project, he would have to add some more to it. But either way, it sounds like they're holding on to that project for Thugs, which leads me to believe he's working on something right now.
So you really like this project?
He's always working though, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
Of course he's. Yeah, what I'm saying is an official album release is coming pretty soon.
Yeah, and I hear you.
Now overall, I like this. Overall, I like this joint. It was good. I'm just waiting for everything to open up so I can play it in proper surroundings because this is meant to be played outside.
Right.
Well, for me, I think that's what it was because I listened to it and it was cool. I don't know. A lot of it didn't really hit me except for City Girls because I really like that record. Other than that, it was good for what it sounded like, but like I don't see myself ever like revisiting it. Maybe like you said, I have to be outside, I have to be in a club atmosphere or whatever. But ain't gonna happen anytime soon. But until a vaccine pops up, then it'll be a fucking party. Yeah. But it's one of those like.
I think the best thing I've been doing with certain projects is I'm not fully reviewing and grading them right away until I play them in the proper surroundings. Like, I think that's what I've been doing with like a lot of these projects. As good as they are, I can't properly give them that full. Okay, this is what it is because I haven't experienced it to its maximum potential yet.
Yeah, some albums need to be played during the dark nighttime. Some albums need to be played when you're out for a walk or the daytime or when you're in the bar, when you're on your way to a bar. Yeah. Some albums fit that atmosphere. Now, the next album on this, JoJo. Air the horns, air the horns.
JoJo came with it,
literally forgot the name. Oh my god, what was the name of the album? Because I don't want to like leave my phone and
Good to know.
Good to know. Yes. This was her, I guess, I don't know what, this is the album that she wanted to release.
Yeah,
I guess.
This is her first album since leaving Atlantic, and this is also
I know, this is her second album.
No. So that one was technically, it was, I know which one you're talking about. That one, technically, they didn't count. It was basically a reissue. This is the official, because I was reading up on it. This is the official first album since she left Atlantic, and it's also the first one with her new partnership with Warner, and it's under her new imprint called Clover Music. So this is the official, start over. Like, she's not doing like a redo. This is, they're pressing the button on this. They're pushing forward. They're ready to go.
Yeah, because when I listened to her last album was too damn pop. Like, it was too pop because I listened to her mixtapes. Her mixtapes were more R&B influenced and shit. I was ready for that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So then this album, I'm like, okay, you have complete creative control of it. You wanted to drop what you wanted to drop. All right. And then when you listen to it, it is just one of the best. It's not even pop. This is literally R&B in my eyes. One of the best R&B albums this year. The song with Tory Lanez. Oh fuck! The titles are not in my face right now because I literally after Drake's album, I went back and listened. Comeback, yeah. After Drake's album, I went back. I went and listened to JoJo. I had that shit on repeat, especially the last track, "Talk Me Down." That is in my opinion, is record of the year to me because I had that shit on repeat.
She
sang the shit out that shit.
I actually forgot to listen to it up until earlier this morning. So I only gave it one spin, but boy, was that one spin a very good first impression to me. Like,
yeah,
I don't know how many times I have to explain to people I am a sucker for a good chorus and a lot of vocals being put in for harmonies. So when that big ass chorus came up on Pedialyte for the hook,
yes,
my God Almighty, it was like the fucking horns from heaven just blurted through and opened up, and I was like, "Take me now." I'm ready to go.
God damn.
Yeah, she's sang the hell out of these records. The record with Tory Lanez, that's going to be her next single. That's going to, because I saw because she posted it, I guess it's going to be a quarantine video, obviously, because I think she probably had a whole rollout plan because she did for that single. Quarantine. I forgot the single she had. But she did a video for it and everything, and she released it right when the Rona shit started happening, and it was a full-fledged video and everything.
Gotcha.
And then after that, she had to postpone her tour and everything, and she was just like, all right, well, she's gonna do the video for the Tory Lanez record, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be at her house. Okay, yeah, 'cause I have that on my playlist. That's a great record. Tory Lanez ripped the shit out of it.
And so let's keep it on. Round of applause to Tory Lanez, man. If there was anybody who has mastered the art of quarantine, Tory Lanez has now set the bar. That is who. His face should be in the dictionary next to promotion quarantine. Like, he has done so well. I mean, did you guys see the concert?
I saw parts of it. I didn't see all of it.
No.
But it was genius, though.
The concert in the first day, he had like 400,000 views on that concert.
That's
wow.
And at a given point, like that was from the views from the time it started, and then of course when it was syndicated on YouTube. So for those who don't know, he did a full-fledged live concert. That was a quarantine concert through YouTube. It was him on stage. He had a keyboard player. He had I think a guitar or a bassist. And that was it.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was just him on stage, and his boys were doing the same sound effects that they did on Quarantine Radio. As far as like they would get the crowd, they had a crowd board, so there would be applause in between his records. Like, it felt like a real show. The only thing that was missing was the actual crowd, but for all intents, it was a show. At one given point, there were over 100,000 people tuned in, and everybody was tipping this man at least $2 to $3. He was making profit off of this show.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He low-key kind of changed the game.
Yeah.
So if artists want to do that shit. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And on top of that, he followed it up a few days later by doing another quarantine radio on Sunday that went and did another over 150,000. Like, he has hit the point where anything he puts on now, however you feel about his music is one thing, but we may have to, in near future, have a discussion about how we look at Tory Lanez as far as an entertainer goes, because he has proved his worth and then some through this entire pandemic.
That he has. And we still got a few more months left of this shit. So he don't, like, a lot of artists need to figure this shit out, man. They don't need videos. They don't need to do this. At the end of the day, just give us the music. That's all we ask for. Everything else will come. Over time, music, the interviews, all that shit, all that will come. Just give us the music.
Yeah.
Speaking of the music, JoJo's album, round of applause.
Oh, yeah.
That's just almost album of the year contender. It's one of the best albums this year.
It's up there.
Let's take it back. Let's take it back to out here in Cali and Sacramento, because this person's not fucking. He's not protesting. He's staying in the house and recording. Mozzy. Yup.
Mozzy dropped his latest album, Beyond Bulletproof. And
yeah,
one thing I love and I appreciate about Mozzy, I've always appreciated about this, is he's authentic. There's nothing fake about him.
Nothing.
And if there is anything fake about him, boy, he's a good actor. Because I was explaining it to one of my boys. He was like, it's funny because Mozzy will jump on the same sounding beats over and over again, but I have no issue with it. And I broke it down and I was like, yeah, because you could hear his pain in his voice. It's authentic. It's real. Yeah. Nothing about it's fake.
Yeah,
and he's like, that's what it is. Yeah, 13 tracks of more of that shit. I had no problems with it.
The Eric Bellinger song is my shit.
Expect this shit from him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like just this high quality of music and shit.
Yeah,
the Eric Bellinger.
It's really, he's pumping it out.
The Eric Bellinger record's fucking fire.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to be with you. Yeah, that's my shit.
I ain't perfect with Blast. So my brother.
Yeah, that was great.
So Bino, the one that did the tape No Pressure with Nipsey a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Bino and Blast, they actually did a 6-track EP last year, and so my brother was playing it last night, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" And he told me, and he's like, "Yeah, it dropped last year." There's some joints on that 6-track EP, so I went back and replayed it. It's nice. So I got a nice introduction to Blast on that one. Shorty, the feature on So Lonely. I think I found a track of his a few weeks ago, and I think it made the playlist, if I'm not mistaken. I like So Lonely. Body Count. The only problem I had with Body Count was G Herbo just kind of threw the vibe off. But
really?
That was my first.
Yeah, he did just a little bit.
Because and it's not necessarily his fault. It's just how fucking dope King Von came and ripped that shit. That was my first introduction to King Von. And then I found out he dropped an album a few weeks ago. I'm going to that shit by the end of the week. I was highly impressed with that verse that he dropped.
That's what's up.
All it takes is one verse.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, really though.
That's how I got into Reason, just off one verse.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
But Wanna Be With You. What was the record that's in? It was a Fabulous record, right? The Eric Bellinger record.
Yeah.
I hear it.
Can't Leave You Alone.
Yeah,
or like Can't Let You Go.
Can't Leave You Alone. Yeah, that shit was fire. That just flowed. Like that whole album, it was a good listen. I listened to it like a few times this past week. That was a good record. Like Mozzy never disappoints.
Nah.
Like after I heard One Up Top Ock, I think that's when he really just found his stride. Like, okay, I found my stride. Because he's dropped hella projects before then. But when he dropped One Up Top...
Let's just keep it real, bro. It's when he kicked the lean.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once he kicked the lean, he got on track. And he basically, like I said, has been putting out high quality shit ever since.
Yes,
you know
he has. Yes, he has. Shout out to Mozzy, man.
Oh, yeah. No, this was...
Anyone else drop? I feel like someone else dropped.
There was a few others, but I'll get to it later this week.
Yeah.
Shit. As of now, hold up, bro. So, breaking news.
What?
Ravens safety Earl Thomas and his wife were held at gunpoint less than a foot away after his head... Wait, hold up. Let me read this. Okay, hang on. Let me read this correctly. Ravens safety's wife, Nina, held a gun less than a foot away from his head after allegedly catching him cheating.
Whoa!
shit.
I just had this image in my head from Training Day.
My God.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
When Denzel fucked the gun.
And it's
Oh my God.
and you got to take it as the truth because the source is none other than TMZ.
Harvey and the boys still
shit, of
working
course.
during the pandemic. I just have the image in my head of her stopping the car in the middle of the corner, in the middle of the traffic, and just took the get out. You fuck that bitch? Who's the bitch? Who's that bitch? Get the fuck out!
Yeah.
That should be the
wild.
cover. Just training day.
That shit's
Denzel pointing the
insane,
gun at
bro.
Ethan Hunt in the car.
That shit's nuts.
Why am I laughing at this? I shouldn't be laughing. Whew. Okay. Kehlani's
All right,
dropping.
back to albums, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay off it
Back to
because as much as it is kind of funny to see the visual, I know damn good and well it'd be a whole different story if he held the gun to her head.
Yeah, that wouldn't be funny.
Ooh, shit.
So-
But
yeah.
but you gonna get these jokes off. So I mean, you
So
cheat. How the hell
anyways.
can you cheat during a pandemic? How can you find time to cheat during a pandemic? You can't break quarantine. I mean, people have broke quarantine. I mean, I've seen it myself.
Yeah.
I've been contemplating it, but it's like, no, I can't.
Yeah, but back to music. There's
Kehlani.
something I wanna get on. It is this. I forgot what day it was. This past week, 10-year anniversary of Big Crit's. I guess his debut
yeah.
mixtape. Crit was here.
Yep.
Ooh,
10 years, huh?
10-year
Shit.
anniversary. Yeah.
damn.
That's why he dropped Crit
my
was
this
here.
was my
Yeah.
introduction to him, and boy, these records are classics. Country shit,
Yeah.
hometown hero,
Country shit.
Glass
Yeah.
House. Of course, was my first introduction to him on Cushion OJ.
RJ, yep.
Right.
Children of the World, No Wheaties, Moon and Stars. Like, this is a classic project.
I mean, yeah, it's during the
Easy.
there was a time of the
Easy.
mixtape era when mixtapes were actually mixtapes. So it
Yeah.
was like a peak of the mixtape era. You know, what was my introduction to Crit? It wasn't Crit was here. It was another one. What was that? What was after Crit was here?
So
What was
there
after- what was
Crit
that?
Is here. Crit was here was the first one, like really like mainstream
Yeah.
wise. Then it was Return of Forever.
Return
Then
of
it
Forever.
was,
That was my
Forever and a
introduction to
Day.
him. That was my favorite. I love that project because he carried that all by himself. He literally
My
carried that
favorite-
whole project by himself.
Yeah, my favorite Crit mixtape is King Remembered in Time, because that one
Yeah.
was the follow up to. As much as I like Live from the Underground, I do know what it could have been, so it is what it is. But
Def Jam.
yeah, but King Remembered in Time was the follow up project, and just
I just
hearing
remember
what he
that.
was,
Go on.
yeah, and just hearing what he was kicking on there, it was just like, y'all fucking up at Def Jam, man. Like,
I remember that project because when it came time for our end of the year list, we had the fight between Jay-Z and Big Crit at the number 2 spot. You weren't breaking at number 2, and I wasn't breaking at number 2, so I was like, "Fuck it, they both get number 2."
that's not
It's a tie.
that's not the project I'm talking about.
Nah, yeah.
That's the
not that
album
one.
in 2017. King Remembered
Yeah.
in Time is what followed up Live from the Underground. 'Cause he dropped Live from the
Okay,
Underground
yeah,
in
you're
2012.
right.
King Remembered in
Yeah,
Time was the
yeah,
mixtape
yeah,
in 2013.
Yes, you're right. You are right. You're right.
No, because
I
King
just
Remembered in
it just brought
Time.
back memories.
King Remembered in Time had Meditate. He had the snippet with Future just last week.
Yep.
Then he had the monster with
I remember
Trinidad
that.
James with My Trunk. Oh my god, I still blast My Trunk to this day. Only One with Wiz and Smoke DZA. And then of course what everybody, I think this is the one that got him put on everybody's agenda or notice if they weren't already, was the Banana Clip Theory.
I got put on him on country shit. That's how I really got onto him, was country shit.
Yeah, but I think this was what I'm saying is for the overall general consensus
yeah.
because even with the album, like they knew I got this because of LeBron. Once LeBron was playing that when Miami won the title, that kind of boosted him up as far as the mainstream goes, even though it wasn't a big enough push. But I think
True.
when it happened, when he dropped this mixtape, Banana Clip Theory was always the one song in those reviews where it was just like, wow.
Makes
Because
sense.
it was on some amazing storytelling. Like it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's why. That's why Crit is above Drake. People. Blame JC. Don't blame us. Blame JC.
Like I said, I connect with Crit.
Blame me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can blame me. I really don't care. I connect
I
with
know you
Crit
don't,
because I have the time I spent in the South, like find out who I was as a young adult. Like I took a lot of those sounds with me. And even though Crit didn't come out at that time, it was a few years later, it was still like I was familiar with those sounds. Once I realized what the South sound is, and they take their, it's all based in, well, not all based, but one of the pinpoints is the marching band. Yeah. Once I figured that shit out, it was like, okay, you can't grade it how you grade other music, because their sound, it's so much different, and they're going after something so much different. Once I figured that out, Crit just happened to be the new artist that popped out at that time that had lyrical capabilities. And, oh, by the way, he's producing all these tracks by himself, too.
Yeah. Seriously.
Well, yeah. Shout out to Crit.
Shout out to Crit, man.
Another album's about to drop this week. Kehlani, Oakland's very own. It was good, but it wasn't. That's what it's called, right?
Yep.
No, it was good until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't. And and I'm a sucker for, like, how, like, album booklets and album covers and shit like that, because the original album cover is her just, you see her backside, and she looking nice from the back, and she's kind of looking over a fence holding a hose. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty good, until she released the track list and the back cover of it, and it shows the other side of it where she's looking over the fence, but in the background you see a whole bunch of destruction behind her. Like, everything's all fucked up, and you see a tear in her eye. And I was like, it was good until you turn the cover, or until you turn it around, until it wasn't. Mm-hmm. It's a good play off the concept. I was like, that's genius. Oh, yeah. And you see you see that she has features from Jada Aiko. She has, who else is going to be on the Jada Aiko? I saw fucking, oh my God, why am I having a blank right now?
Masiko's on there. People know how I feel about Masiko.
Who is Masiko? I never heard of him.
Masiko was, he dropped a project 2 years ago that I was trying to get you to listen to. I don't know if you eventually did. He's an R&B cat. Nope. All her features are R&B artists only. There's no rappers on here.
I feel like there's Jada Aiko, Masiko, and who else is on there? I see someone else is on there with her. Tory Lanez is on there. Yes, Tory Lanez is on there.
James Blake.
James Blake, yes. James Blake is on that shit.
And of course, one of our favorites, Lucky Day.
And Lucky Day. Yep.
I'm excited for that Lucky Day feature.
I was excited for the James Blake feature. I'm excited for the whole album. As soon as I saw the cover art and I saw the track list, I'm like, I was low-key disappointed that the Valentine's Day record wasn't on there, because that's a great record, but, it probably didn't fit the concept of the album and the flow of it, so it's understandable. But, yeah, I'm low-key excited. Because not her last project, because the project last year, While You Wait, that was one of, even though she calls it a mixtape, quote unquote, it was still one of the best albums that year, R&B wise. But
that shit was great.
It still stands.
And that was great.
I played it earlier this week.
I have not listened to her official debut. I can't believe I'm saying all this, because in my opinion, her first project, her first album was Wish You Were Here. Mm-hmm. But she calls it a mixtape. Yep. No, you got nominated for Best R&B Album. That's an album. That was your debut. Sorry, Boo Boo. That was it. But I didn't like, what was the other one? The second one, Crazy Sexy Cool?
Yeah, the one we said,
what was it called?
Wasted Time Music.
Wasted Time Music, yeah, that's what it was, yeah, and it was wasted time, because it was very forgettable. So there was tracks on there, but I never went back.
I gotta go back and listen to it and see how it's aged. That's actually, I'm gonna do that this week.
Her best project was her EP. I can listen to her EP like nothing. Cloud 19, I can listen to that like nothing.
Yeah, she's just the type of artist where she's that damn good. However, it takes maturing in the development process to show what she's actually really capable of. Like, she's a scary type of artist, because it's like she can drop nice gems, and it's like, you fool, I haven't reached my maximum potential yet.
Yeah, so I really hope this album is. Yeah, I really hope this album is her
final form.
Yeah. I really hope this is her final form. I hope this album is her final form. And it's crazy because
not
her final form, but
she has so much to go for her. Yeah, but I mean, I honestly don't. I hope we don't see her final form for another 10 or 15 years. I hope she keeps evolving.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, not seriously.
But yeah, also there was some little beef that happened, like literally to the lead up of this album. Apparently, her and her Oakland resident, her Oakland fellowship, Kamaiyah, have beef, and it's some shit out of fucking Degrassi.
Yeah,
like
I won't even say Oakland resident, like her best friend.
Yeah, like her BFF. Like I didn't know that because they have always showed each other. They got matching tattoos and everything. Like I was like,
I was
okay.
just gonna say that shit. They got matching tattoos. They're best friends, bro.
Yeah,
you know
and it was
what I mean?
like they haven't been speaking because of some petty shit that happened.
Yeah,
But,
so a video back on. See, this is how I don't even know why it came up now, but a video back on Kamaiyah's Facebook page that she put up was back from December.
for her, the IG Live.
No, there was. I don't know if it was the IG Live, but something was put up from December. So this was a while ago. It's just now getting traction. I don't know why it's getting traction now, but it is. And basically, what she was saying was, you know, I don't fuck with Kehlani. Like it's, you know, just that it's that. So from what I know, they were working on a joint project together that was going to be on like some like a mix of R&B, like hip hop ratchet, like it was basically gonna be like a West Coast City Girls type stuff, just with more R&B.
Yeah, and they filmed videos for it too.
Yeah, and from what I heard, those songs were like gonna be game changers. Like it was gonna knock off the spring and summertime. Like it was gonna be that kind of project. But this was at the time when Kamaiyah was going through leaving 400 and Interscope Records. So as this is going on, this is at the time when Kehlani and YG just start the beginning of their relationship. So the word is that Kamaiyah felt betrayed because she's like, how would you, like, first of all, why would you do this with the person that I'm trying to get away from? What I also heard was that YG's thought process was, okay, they're doing a joint project. Like, all right, if I get with Kehlani, like this kind of solidifies, like I'm not trying to get in the way of your project, let's drop the project, and Kamaiyah would stay on 400. Of course that it didn't pan out the way it did, because once they started dating, that's when the recording sessions stopped. This is just this is just the word I've gotten.
And then Kamaiyah kind of said like the other reason why they fell out was because of that record with Keisha Cole. What was that record called? What was that record called?
Whatever it was that they had.
On Me?
What
On Me, there you go.
Yeah. And what happened at the video shoot.
Apparently, what happened was that Kamaiyah even said this, like it was a record with her and Keisha Cole, with Kamaiyah, Kehlani, and Keisha Cole, and then after that, like she said, like she was mad. She was like, "Yeah, just don't release the record because we have it all recorded." But the thing was, like Kehlani was always previewing that record at her shows, and her fans were like low key demanding the record. Like, "Yo, we need this record. Like, we need it now." So Kehlani was just like, "Fuck it," and dropped the song without Kamaiyah's verse. And I guess Kamaiyah felt away. And then, you know, the video happened, and then you didn't see Keisha Cole, and it was like, what the fuck? And then Keisha Cole saying, I don't like Kehlani. So, yeah, and then Keisha Cole was saying, like, she was talking about the beef on her IG Live when she was getting interviewed by somebody and said, yeah, I try to be peacemaker between them two, but they just didn't want to talk to each other, so that's that on that. And I was like, well, damn. And then on Twitter, like, it kind of spoiled over to Twitter, because when that clip went viral, Kehlani kind of said her piece and said, I'm not going to diss this person because I love this person, blah, 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 blah. And then Kamaiyah was sending subliminal messages, of course, on some female shit. And then they started going back and forth on Twitter, which could have, and Kehlani was just saying, bruh, I kept trying to call you and you're not picking up your damn phone. Like, dude, let's talk this out. And Kamaiyah said some shit back, and it was just drama. Like, honestly, by the way it's looking, what I saw on Twitter is messy. I'm like, dude, y'all could just call each other and kiss and make up.
Yeah. That's what's unfortunate about it all is this could all be resolved with, I wouldn't even say one phone call. This could be resolved with a couple phone calls, you know, like.
Or, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like one phone
call.
Conversation,
like a 3 hour.
I wouldn't even
conversation.
Say that because, I mean, just the levels on this, like, you never know. Sometimes the first call is just them yelling at each other, but it's a start of them communicating. So it could just be a matter of a few phone calls that, you know, could just get it all resolved. That's what makes it all. I don't like when this type of stuff happens. I don't like when.
And Kehlani even said, "I've lost a few."
Do this.
Yeah, Kehlani was all going like, "Yo, I've lost people."
Yeah.
And Kehlani
You know
was
what I
like,
mean?
dude, I
Like,
lost people in my life this past year, man. Like, this is just petty shit. Let's just squash it. And
Yeah,
I mean, it sounds like petty.
Yeah, I'm not saying one is
So.
better than the other. Like there's clearly both of them they're wrong at some point. It's just a matter of
Right.
I'm not even focused on that. Like I just hope in due time they're able to come in and resolve the situation because they were a nice duo.
Whatever.
I don't know if a lot of people know. Like Kamaiyah was, I don't want to say a big part, but she assisted in some good records. Like they were friends. They're writers. Like they collab with each other. They just happen to have a nice friendship that was created in the midst of that.
Yeah.
Or I should even say even before that.
Yeah, like they've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
Like I know this because I've always seen them on Twitter and like social media together. So they always called each other sister, and I love her to death. You know how females are. It's like some shit out of Insecure. You didn't even talk about Insecure this week.
Oh, Insecure,
But
boy.
we get to-
Let's talk about it.
No, because I was going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion's the whole Savage remix and shit.
Oh, let's get to that after because you done jumped right into Insecure, and this is literally
Did
art
you get
imitating
triggered
life.
again? Art imitating. Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. Yeah, because I literally said "you motherfucker" when Molly did that shit. You know what shit I'm talking about when she said.
I didn't get triggered as much. I didn't get triggered as much as I was just like, wow, all right.
That's women.
Women just have
Women.
weird ass friendships, man.
Because
It's
guys
weird.
don't do that type of shit, man. Guys don't do that shit at all. Like, if you and me ever have, like, even through text message, like, things get misconstrued in text message. So after that, we call each other, and it's like, oh, that's what you meant. Oh, okay, yeah. And then we just squash it. And then we're over it.
Yeah,
That's
for those who don't know, that is literally the epitome of
Easy.
mine and Busby Martine's friendship. Some things might get misconstrued in the text. We take it out of the way, kind of get it a little spicy in the text, and it's like, hold up, let me call him real quick. Oh, that's what you.
And then
All
we
right,
t-
my
Or
bad. My
shit.
bad. I didn't.
Look, you know what I mean? Like, let's just talk this shit out real quick.
No, that's what dudes too. Not just you two, but like other dudes. Period. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. Like if like shit can get misconstrued in text messages, and then when you talk it out, it's like, oh, that's what you meant. Oh, okay, and then just move on. We don't have that shit. Molly and fucking Molly and Issa. I was about to call her Holly. Molly Holly.
Power.
No, not Power. That's WWE.
No, no,
Molly
no,
Holly.
Oh no, but I just heard you say Holly, so I just thought of Power.
Oh wow. Nah, but like, yeah, man, it's like with all this because you can tell they have issues with each other, but they're not communicating with each other. So it's like, just talk this shit out. And clearly, there's some issues and there's some tensions between you two. Just talk it out and then squash it. Whatever. But Molly sucks at communicating. So does Issa. So. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Schoolboy Q ain't gonna show up.
I think it's widely known. Like Martine, you and I drive. I mean, if you are getting ready to parallel park, and your friend comes from behind and tries to take the spot as you're getting ready to parallel park, and you keep trying and they keep going in. Like, no, you gotta get out of the car. We gotta fight right now because like this is stupid. Why are you trying to take the spot? You know I'm trying to back in. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Right.
That's literally what
Issa
happened.
just
in
let
this
that
episode.
shit slide,
Issa
too.
tries to back in, and Molly's trying to take the spot, and she won't let her back in. And so Issa's like, she
the
caves
hell?
in. And she's like, I'm just gonna look for another spot.
Yeah, she kind of just let that shit slide, and then fucking Molly feels the type of way because she sees Issa and Lawrence talking. She looks outside, she sees them talking. So then after that, she's like, she has like a little mug face, and then again, I'm thinking to myself, why are you so upset about this? This ain't your relationship. Like,
Yeah.
why are you so mad? Like, dude, Issa's the one that cheated. Not the other way around. If it was the other way around, I can understand. If this was the other way around, I could probably understand. But again, Issa cheated. So why should you feel a type of way about this shit? Like, what the fuck? But anyway, yeah, she's looking outside. So then after that, like, Issa gets a call and she finds out that Schoolboy Q backed out of her block party, and she's like, fuck. So she had to deal with it. So then Lawrence leaves. So then Issa comes in and says, "Yo, like I gotta leave right now. I gotta handle some shit." And then Molly sees Lawrence leaving, and then she tries to put two and two together in her little warped ass head, like, "Oh, they about to go fuck."
Yeah.
No, bitch. She has to handle some shit. I'm getting triggered now.
Yeah, it was just a lot of stuff where it was, and then I see a bunch of people. They're like, "Well, it's time that Molly stepped up and let Issa know that she wasn't gonna be her like she was just gonna be letting her walk over because Issa, which I agree, Issa has moments where she talks about her problems and then everybody else, she's like, oh, you'll just get through it. Like, it's just that. So I get it from that angle. But on the flip side, it's like, they're both wild because a lot of this would just, all you gotta do is just both talk. Like, I'm not saying Issa's innocent in this. Issa be blowing her off too, so it's not that.
Yeah. That's just, why us guys.
I just look at, I haven't had any sympathy for Molly's character. Since she got mad at her father for cheating on her mother 30 years earlier at her mother and father's vow renewals. Like, clearly her mom has gotten past this at some point. Like, it was to the point like she like was so shocked about it. And her older brother was like, yeah, what's the big deal? Like, they moved past the shit. It is what it is. Like, that's their marriage. And she ghosted her dad for like a whole damn year.
Yeah.
Again, like, if it's the initial shock, I get it. Cool. Like, okay, the image of your parents that you thought wasn't there, it's not there anymore. All right. But ghosting your dad for cheating on your mom that happened 30 years earlier.
ago.
Yeah,
and they're cool now. They're cool now, and they move past it, but you can't move past it.
I literally saw that, and I was like, you just don't. You're just one of those type of people where you're looking for any reason to not be happy.
I hope it's like somebody has to. I hope later on this season, someone has to. She gets that moment where someone holds that mirror up and is just like, "This is your life, bitch."
Yeah.
Like, yes, I hope it's Issa that does it. I really hope. Oh yeah, because I remember I looked at the like teaser trailers for the coming weeks. The block party still happens because how I know that because they show it. I see it. I'm like, oh, I saw it on Instagram. So that's a spoiler. I don't know if Schoolboy Q gonna show up. But,
oh, you don't know who's in it? Issa already put it up on her Instagram.
Who is it?
Fam, get ready to laugh.
Okay.
Sir and D-Smoke.
Dude, Issa was in a D-Smoke music video, dog.
Of course.
No, I'm being dead ass.
Yeah.
Issa Rae was in a D-Smoke. Motherfucker.
Yeah. No, that's who she put up on it.
I know.
Because, so Martine, the funny part was when Schoolboy Q backs out, of course they're showing her trying to figure out what she does. So she goes to Beyonce's Instagram and she ends up deleting the message, but the message was funny. She goes, hey girl, so I'm kind of dying right now and I have one final wish, and then it's like, nah, I'm not going to send that shit.
Wow.
And she deleted.
Oh shit.
She's like, I'm kind of dying right now.
She she goes to Sir's page and then it ends from there, but then that was in the show. On her actual Instagram in real life, she goes, thank you, Sir and D-Smoke. You guys are gonna like the episode next week. And I was like, this nigga D-Smoke, man.
This motherfucker, man.
I can only applaud you. I can only applaud D-Smoke. Exactly. I can't do nothing else.
How the hell you go from... I'm just a teacher.
Insecure.
No. It was like, I'm just a teacher, janitor, whatever, and then you on a competition, and then all of a sudden you have Terrence Martin working with you, and then all of a sudden you're just like, hey, like I'm acting like Kendrick Lamar, and then Sir comes up there. Nah, bruh.
Yeah.
No, I like you, but what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild.
Whole ass. I like D-Smoke. Great artist.
I don't even care. As long as he keeps putting out good music, bro, I don't even care about.
It's like at this point, what's gonna happen next year? Was he like the Met Gala got canceled? Can you imagine if he went to the Met Gala? I would be like, really?
Oh, man.
Really?
I mean, at this point, it wouldn't be surprising.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Like Ann Whitner invited you, bro.
Everywhere.
Really? Ann Whitner invited you? Really? D-Smoke? Really?
Shit.
Nigga gonna end up at the damn Oscars and shit. Like, really?
The only thing, that would make it, like, in my eyes, would be the cream of the crop. Is if he starts a song off and he says a prayer in Spanish, and DMX is there to translate it. That's like, oh my god. At that point, if that happens, at that point, I'm like, yo, he's the GOAT, man. Like, there's no, I can't.
I'm gonna blame you.
Yeah.
I'm blaming you if that happens.
He got it.
you got the juice. D-Smoke got the juice.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Got the juice.
Oh, speaking of side note, yeah, your YouTube boy that does all the black cinema shit.
Cinema,
he
baby.
was gonna post a video of what's it called? Of Diary of a Mad Black Woman. the Tyler Perry's first movie, and he had it up, and Tyler Perry's people had it took down. So he has it on Vimeo instead.
Oh yeah, I'm watching that. He put up the recent one with South Central. That shit's funny as hell.
I watched that. Yeah, it was a positive hood movie.
Yeah. So Larissa and I we keep watching the You Got Served. Because that one, it just gets funnier and funnier every time. But then there's fuck, which one is it? Because there's the Juice one itself. That one is funny because at the end when Q walks back and he goes, "Hey, you got the juice now," and he just looks and goes, "What the fuck, bro? You just witnessed a whole murder, and that's what you sell this nigga? You got the juice now." And then his explanation of juice, he goes, "It's a wild hood movie that actually turns into a horror movie in the second half of the
film." Yeah, I watched that. Oh shit.
Yeah, now shout out to Prim's Hood Cinemas, man. If y'all ain't up on game by now, go to YouTube. Prim's Hood Cinemas. That's PRIMM Hood Cinema. Them shits are funny.
Hilarious. Now, fucking Beyonce. That DM was hella funny. I did not know what she said, but that was hella funny. I'm kind of dying right now. So, I want my last wish. Can you do my block party? And then she deleted it. I can't do that shit. She should have did it just for fuckery's sake. She should have just did it. Just had Beyonce on the show. Anyway, so yeah, Beyonce decided to be nice, and she jumped on the remix to Megan Thee Stallion Savage, and this was a remix, new verses, new everything, harmonizing, all that shit. And I was like, oh, okay, great record. I liked it. What y'all think?
Man, she out here talking about OnlyFans. I was like, okay, excuse me.
And Demon Time and shit like that.
Demon
Time. Did y'all?
What?
Did y'all ever watch that shit?
Demon Time?
Yeah.
On you talking about on Instagram?
Yeah, the Instagram, Instagram Underground. It's like an underground.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you found them?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
They have to change pages every damn night because the damn page gets suspended, so they have to create new ones. It's wild.
Nah, but it's some shit. The dude said flat out. No, the guy who runs it said flat out that Instagram called him and said flat out they pretty much banned him from Instagram.
Yeah.
Because they literally DM'd him and told him like, yeah, this ain't gonna happen. They literally DM'd him.
Like, bruh, stop.
Yeah, pretty much. They pretty much said him. They pretty much told him like, "Yeah, you can't be on there no more."
Yo, at some point, Pornhub is gonna come in and they're gonna clean up the whole demographic of the group that Instagram kicks off, and they're gonna just create a pornogram. And
I don't know why they haven't done that already. I don't know why they haven't done that because that dude was doing that shit was wild. I went on there like once.
Man,
I went on there once watching it. Nigga, I said wow. Nigga, I said wow. Girls just twerking, putting Hennessy bottles in the coochie and shit, and just nigga. And there'll be celebrities in there too. You'll see Trippie Redd in there. You see Weeknd. You see like hella rappers in there.
Weeknd's funny as hell because Weeknd would be like, "It's demon time." Like it's just like it's casual, like, oh, it's demon time.
Like it's just so normal and shit.
No, and that's why it was so crazy when Beyonce said that shit. I'm like, because Hov and Dream wrote the record, so it was like, so wait a minute, Hov wrote that part for her. Hov knows about this shit. Like Hov must be bored. He has to be bored at that damn house.
Hov went through that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that.
Well, we all went through it because we all watched it. But he had. I bet you his beard is growing like a motherfucker right now. His hair is probably.
God, here we go.
No. I'm just saying because my shit is gone. My shit is just going out. So I'm like, well,
you know what I forgot to tell you guys a couple weeks ago. It didn't even dawn on me. Like I was literally like going through the phases. This happened 2 weeks ago. I trimmed my beard all the way down, so there's no hang time anymore. It's all face now.
Yeah. No, I did the same shit.
Yeah. Like my shit's just growing the fuck out.
I just didn't like how it was feeling in my mask, so I was like, damn, either I hang on to the hang time and it pushes up against my chin, or I just go down to regular Scruff McGruff that's just face value, and I was like, the hell with it. I'm going to go face value. That's like the biggest thing I've done during this whole pandemic.
No, but yeah. But the females, but back to the Savage remix, the females love this record. That's why they was mad as fucking came out, because they can't go outside and experience it. Because Beyonce ripped it, and Megan ripped it.
I mean, here's my take, bro. You ready?
What?
You said it was nice of Beyonce to jump on it, right?
I was saying sarcastically.
Okay, all right. Well, because she just straight went up there and took that shit.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that's no, even Megan's on there the most and shit, that is no longer a Megan song,
stole the show.
Yeah, she was harmonizing all over
Beyonce
it. It's her
featuring
shit.
Megan.
So when she performs that song, it's gonna be her song.
Yeah.
Now, Nicki.
It's Controller.
Yeah. No, except Megan's still on it. So it's kind of like, it's Controller if Tory Lanez kept Drake on the record.
Right.
But then...
it's like No Guidance.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, technically it's a Chris Brown record, but, sound-wise,
it's a Drake record. Drake featuring Drake. But that leads me to Nicki, because she jumped on Doja Cat's record, the remix for Say So, which was a good remix. Like, Nicki ripped the shit. She really did. It's actually on my playlist.
Really
Surprise!
You are right. That's actually a really good remix. The song itself was already great.
Yeah.
So that was the thing about both these records, was both these records were good as originals. These remixes just enhanced them and took them to a whole different level.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and Nicki ripped it. And I was like, congratulations, Nicki, you're on my playlist now. For the first time ever. Congratulations.
Round of applause.
Round of applause.
Yeah, no,
she ripped it.
My only issue with Nicki's verse was it ended. I actually wanted to go a little bit longer.
Nah.
Shit.
Here's the thing, though. She added a part in the end. I don't know if y'all caught this, or it kind of made news. Yeah, where she kind of sends some subliminal... She sends some subliminal. She at the end, like because she went on Twitter and said, "Oh no, I had to redo my verse like the last part because I added something in the end and da 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 da." So yeah, it's gonna be on digital platforms soon. So I was like, "What the hell?" And then you go on it and she references like people that have fake asses and you're just fake yourself or some shit. She said some shit, but the Beehive is speculating that was a response to Beyonce's Savage remix. Because she mentioned something about being all natural and on OnlyFans and shit, and people thought she was talking about.
She's just talking about real ass.
Yeah, and then Nicki got offended by that apparently, and people are speculating that she sent a subliminal to Beyonce. And how people are saying that is because people thought she was talking about Wendy Williams, and then she goes on her IG and says, "No, I'm not talking about Wendy Williams," but she didn't say nothing about the Beyonce part. I was like, "Fuck you, Nicki! You take 2 steps forward and then you just moonwalk back."
Yeah, it's hearsay. Shit. I'm not going off of hearsay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going like hearsay, but I don't put it past her. I do not put it past her. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I would put it past her because I don't put it past her either. I'm just saying that you got to show me some proof because that.
Yeah.
As wild as Nicki is, like her wild is very calculated. Like she still knows what she's doing.
She's also a bird.
I think, but even for being a bird, you still know that Beyonce's not the person that you want to cross. Like,
oh no, that's like career suicide.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
Ask Carrie Hilson.
Yeah, like you could be a bird all you want, you could talk all that shit, but at the end of the day, a broken clock is still right twice a day. You know what I mean?
Also, Doja Cat said that if the song goes #1, she's gonna show her titties. So
much closer
guess what
to
I've been playing.
Hard.
We're gonna get the Doja Cat OnlyFans before we get to Nashe's.
Hey man, either or. Hey, I've been playing that song on repeat trying to help, so fuck it. I did my part. I want to see some titties.
All right, Dennis Rodman.
Hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, so the baby made news again.
Well, I wonder why.
Yeah, he did.
So
I wonder why.
Well, initially I was ready to jump on him. However, there are some reports that have come out where I'm like, oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
what have you heard? Like,
this is from the TMZ. This was the original story. The baby can't keep his hands to himself. If you believe a driver who claims the rapper attacked him when an argument quickly turned physical. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ the driver got a call to pick up the baby in Vegas back in November. In his Mercedes Sprinter. We're told that after a few stops, the baby and his friends sparked a joint and the driver told him, "That's a no-no, put it out." Cops then say the rapper and his friends started cussing out the driver and threatened him. When they got to the Hard Rock Hotel, the driver told his passengers it was time to pay up. The driver then claims the baby punched him in the back of the head and said, "You ain't the boss." Our law enforcement sources say one of the suspects said, "You're lucky we're not in my city because I would have killed you, cracker motherfucker." We're told the baby and company got their bags, but not before someone allegedly said they, quote, would have left the driver dead on the road, end quote. We're told that there's now an active arrest warrant to be brought in for the baby for misdemeanor battery. So
now what's the new information you heard?
But before I get to that, the headline that you guys, of course, we read when Martine put the story in the group chat, but I forgot who it was.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, man. All right, now it's starting to get out of hand. Until I started reading some of these quotes, because some of these quotes sound like they came fresh out of a Tyler Perry movie script. You're lucky you're not in my city because I would have killed you, cracker motherfucker. Look, I'm not believing that unless you tell me that it's from a Tyler Perry script or Plies or Lil Boozy said it back in 2007. That's the only way I'm believing that.
That doesn't sound like the baby would say some shit like that.
And then it was...
I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, he's from North Carolina.
No, I take that back. I can hear him say it. I just heard it in my head.
Yeah, but
I just heard it in my head.
But I ain't heard him say crack. I've heard Plies and Boozy say cracker like it's just off the tip of their tongue. That's why I was giving it more leeway, because for somebody to say cracker, that would have to be part of their normal vocabulary. Like, that just don't fly out of nowhere.
Chris Rock, cracker ass, cracker.
So I'm like, all right,
like
that already sounds.
He is from North Carolina.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, that already sounds sketch, because this shit don't sound okay. But then the update as of earlier today, the baby's attorney, Drew Feinling, and he tells TMZ that this is 100% false, and it suspiciously pops up in February regarding an alleged incident in November, and we can smell another attempted money grab, end quote. So this just
what happened? I kind of dropped out a bit. What'd you say?
So basically, the baby's attorney came out and said this is 100% false. Why are we just hearing about this in February if this alleged incident happened in November? We can smell another attempted money grab. Which, yeah, he's usually right. When the baby does something, we hear about it right then and there. It doesn't take this is February.
That's true.
That would have been 3 months, and now we're hearing about it in May. That's an additional 2.5 months. Yeah. That's 5 months.
During and you waited till a damn pandemic happens.
Yeah, nah, that sounds sketch, man. I'm not rocking with that right now. I need to see footage.
Yeah, I didn't know that part. You know what I mean? That it actually took so long. The shit that was supposedly he had said, it's not out of fucking character. You know what I'm saying? Like, the baby is who the baby is and shit. Like, I could hear him saying that shit.
Yeah.
But just the fact that it took so long to come out like that, I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah, see, like I said, just,
you know what I mean?
With my knowledge and history of dealing with people that say cracker, you know they say it right off the top when you, like, Ply said that shit from jump. So it was no surprise when we got to Ply's debut album that cracker's all over the album. Like, it wasn't a shock. He had been saying it.
Yeah.
I haven't heard the baby say it.
I got you.
And he's 3 albums in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, like, could he? Sure, I don't know him personally, so it's possible.
Right.
But for it to just
you know what I think it is?
Cracker motherfucker, like, nah, that sounds
you know
straight
what
from a
I think it is? Movie. You know what I think it is?
I hear you.
I feel the driver lost his job because of the whole pandemic and needs money, so he got desperate.
Yeah.
And he just made the story. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just speculating because I don't like doing the shit, but, you know, sounds like something the cracker-ass cracker would do.
I can see it. I definitely can see it.
Man, I could definitely see that too, for sure.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right, let's close this out, fellas. Nicolas Cage has been casted as the Tiger King himself.
I said Will Ferrell. I didn't want Nicolas Cage. Will Ferrell's the only person that should play that role.
Can we just admit that Nicolas Cage is a horrible fucking actor?
He got 2 Oscars, man. He's not that horrible. He just said fuck it.
Nah,
there's a difference.
There's
a difference. He said fuck it. After you win an Oscar, you could do whatever you want. Just look at Jamie Foxx and Halle Berry.
Nah, I'm not.
After they won their Oscars, they said fuck it.
I'm not subscribing to that because my philosophy is if you do it long enough, you become what you eventually project out.
Some people actually say fuck it, man. Nah, he's a good actor. Like I said, he said fuck it. He's not horrible. He just knows how to. He turns it on when he feels like it. I've seen a lot.
I was gonna say that, bro. Like in certain movies, like he actually really turns that shit on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He does. He knows.
It really
it's
depends.
Cool in certain movies, you can't get it.
I'm with you.
You can't get it out
I'm
my
with
head
you.
that nah, man. When you choose to be trash for cash, like all right, I'm gonna call it what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, he said, "Fuck it." That's what I said.
I just want to know
fucking Ghost Rider.
I just want to know where's David Spade. Like you can get David Spade to fill this role.
I told you.
Oh my god, that would have been perfect.
I said Will Ferrell. That's the only. I could see Will Ferrell to play that role. He's
Ferrell's
the only person that can play
Will
it.
Ferrell's a fucking giant compared to.
Yeah, man.
Still, he can make it work. Well, Will Ferrell needs to be in the movie somehow. How about that?
And on top of that, why do I need to see a series about the Tiger King?
When we could just literally, seriously,
like we just got done watching the series. Like, and I don't. Truth be told, like I would rather wait for Joe Exotic to get out of jail and then interview him. I would much rather see that than to see a whole ass series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
I'm talking shit. I'll probably still end up watching it at the end of the day. Pandemic will make you do some.
Damn right you are.
Pandemic will make you do some wild shit, man.
I know, right?
Y'all worried about these murder hornets?
Yeah, I've seen that shit. You seen those bees ganging up on them? I don't know if you saw the videos of it. Like there's videos that actually show like a hornet killed a bee in a beehive, and all of a sudden all the bees swarmed them on some gang shit.
Oh yeah, them fucking hornets.
Yeah, that's like big. Yeah, they could take him down too. They're like, nah, nigga, the fuck.
Yeah, I'm
whatever.
I'm waiting for the verses on the murder hornets versus the killer bees.
Oh shit!
I know,
bruh,
right?
All I'm saying is it got murder hornets in the name. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Speaking of verses, air the horns on this. I forgot about this on Mother's Day. Well, it's like a double feature on Mother's Day. Well, no,
this is on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a double feature. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
versus this
Sunday will be
Saturday.
the one. Yeah.
Erykah Badu versus Jill Scott.
Yeah, boy.
This is awesome. This is the first battle between women. I wouldn't call it a battle. It's just the first verses between women. And
they're artists. They're not producers or nothing.
Yeah.
They're artists. Like they're really gonna go record for record.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fire.
This is gonna be
I'm
nice.
not even gonna rate it. I'm just gonna enjoy the show. At this point, I'm gonna enjoy the show.
Yeah,
I know
I was thinking about not judging it, but then I also thought, damn, that'd be sexist. Because what are you saying about women? They can't do a battle themselves. So I said anybody could get this smoke.
Hey.
So I'm still gonna judge it.
That's a solid ass point, bro.
My thought process going into it is they got to take out the record. You got me. There's no way they can play it.
Yeah.
Of course, Erykah Badu sings it, but Jill Scott wrote it.
And what they're gonna do is just battle sing. It's probably gonna be the last record they play. So who knows? So. And they'll probably sing it together.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice. The Bone Thugs and 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that got postponed.
That is now it's postponed. It is now an official versus. I'm glad I'm glad Timbo and Swiss stepped in and was like, nah, save that shit. So we will be likely getting that one after this battle.
Niggas are still trying to have DMX fucking what's it called? Challenge Jay-Z.
We were right about these rappers and their egos, man. Because the rappers are now starting to want to get into this, and it's like, I don't know where you guys really think you guys place. Because 50 talking about battling Snoop, and I'm like,
no. He said that one makes more sense.
Yeah, and I'm
no, 50.
Nah. Don't do that.
You gotta battle your weight class. You have to battle your weight class. That's where this has to come down. These artists have to battle their weight class.
See, that's a situation where I would sacrifice my want to see Jay and Wayne. I would sacrifice that to make sure that Jay and Snoop got battled up. Just that way it deads any 50 Cent challenge. Like, nah, hurry to push that to the forefront so I don't have to hear 50 talk about that.
Nah, man, these Drake fans still want Jay-Z versus Drake. They still want it, bro. I'm seeing this. I'm still seeing the talk on Twitter right now. I'm like, y'all niggas still want this shit. Y'all want to.
You know what, dude? I hope that shit happens.
Oh, because they're gonna be humbled. Because they're going to be humbled.
Exactly my point. That's what I'm saying. I truly wish that shit happens.
And it won't. No, because then you're going to see the goalposts get. Because they're trying to talk about hit records, not records that are cultural hits. Because that's what Jay-Z has.
Yeah.
He has culture hits. Drake has just hits. like you said, the Agent Smith hits. That's what I'm gonna call those shits. The Agent Smith hits. They just multiply. They don't mean nothing. Like, yo, he sold more. Yeah, but who cares? They don't age well. It's like McDonald's. McDonald's sold billions of burgers, but they ain't good for you. The fuck? Yeah. So yeah, what's Drake? Yeah. So go like, oh, so what's Drake? What's Jay-Z gonna play when Drake plays Mia, the Bad Bunny record? I was like, he'll play Beware of the Boys. What are you talking about? That Indian record?
Man, Hola Ovito.
Yeah. Hola
Game
Ovito.
over.
Yeah. Or what's he gonna play when he plays Sicko Mode? Niggas in Paris.
Yeah.
Like, so what's he gonna play when he plays the motto? You don't know? Like you can literally just say a Jay-Z record. They'll throw you a Drake record. Because Drake's pop records do not work against Jay-Z at all.
Nah, hell nah.
And that's what these Arbery Angels do not understand.
And don't force Jay's hand. Don't force his hand where you're pulling out. You're just on the ropes trying to pull out one last big record, and it could be whatever. And you force his hand, and that motherfucking dum.
Dude, he has so many. No. That's the thing about Jay-Z. He has so many like haymakers. He could do Jigga My Nigga. That dang. He could do You Don't Know. He could do PSA. He could do
You now tune into the motherfucking greatest.
Dirt Off Your Shoulders. He could go into what's it called? Niggas in Paris. He has so many knockout blows. Drake doesn't have that. He has Sicko Mode, and that's not even his record.
Yeah.
I know like, that.
That's the honest truth, man.
I know that because I made a playlist of Drake and Jay-Z, and I was thinking, what would combat this? What would be Drake's haymaker? He doesn't have a haymaker. What, God's Plan? No.
No.
But that's why I want to see it though. Like real shit. That's exactly why I want to see it.
Because Drake fans are gonna be humbled, and they're gonna they're gonna try to move the goalposts.
They're gonna try to change the narrative and explain why Drake won.
Yeah, you probably right though.
Because they're not gonna judge. They're not gonna judge the records off the records. They're gonna say, well, that record was only number 27 at the Billboards, and this one was number 3. So this is clearly the winner.
Dude, all of Drake's number 1 hit records were pop records. One Dance, Tootsie Slide, God's Plan, Nice for What, What's My Name, which was with Rihanna. I'm missing a record. I feel like I'm missing a record.
I want to put anybody up against Chris Brown. I'm taking Chris Brown in every single battle.
Usher?
Nah, Usher fell off after Confessions.
True. I think Drake would be good with Chris Brown.
That would be a perfect battle, but I'm still taking Chris Brown against Drake.
I'm picking anyone against Drake. I don't feel Drake is battle tested. Against Pusher, yes, but he's not battle tested like that. And I'm being dead ass honest. He doesn't have a record that you can beat. He has beatable records.
Well, if you're calling that shit against Push him being battle tested, well then he failed.
Exactly. Music wise, he doesn't have records he doesn't have the knockout blow record. That's like the saddest part. He does not have a knockout blow record. Like you'd be like, oh, that's not Drake, and then you hear another one bigger.
Yeah, no, I'm just Chris Brown versus the House. I'm taking Chris Brown because Chris Brown has. Yeah, remember if they're taking songs, Chris Brown's got shit. Remember, he can still tap into his mixtape shit.
Dude, Chris Brown is a hybrid, man. He could be a pop record. He could be a rock star.
You can put him in any battle. It doesn't matter.
An R&B. He is R&B. He is pop. He is rap. He can literally do everything. That's why him acting how he acted for the past decade is just really frustrating. Like, dude, you really could have been Michael if you would have just kept your hands to yourself and got out the car.
I mean, that's kind of funny because people are kind of saying the same thing about Michael. If you just kept them kids out your bed and hands to yourself.
I walked right into that. I'll take that L.
Yeah, you did.
I'll take that L. Fuck you. I'll take that L. I'll take that.
Oh, shit.
I walked right into that.
You sure did, buddy.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah. I know why you want to see it. Again, your beef always has less to do with Drake and it has more to do with Aubrey's Angels. I get it. I understand.
No, the thing is, I won't say nothing. That's the thing. I'll just kick back and watch. See, every time some shit, like, bad shit happens with Drake, I'm the one that doesn't really say. I say little, but everyone else says everything that I say. That's, like, the most wildest shit. When the Pusha T shit happened, I said a lot, but everyone else said everything that I've always said. When the ghostwriting shit happened, I don't say, but I always just kick back and just like, oh, now y'all see.
Your demise
now
will be televised.
Man, you only say a little. You say a little, bro, but it holds a lot of weight, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know.
And what you say, it hits. You know what I mean?
It stings you like a scorpion. Hey, ding.
Oh God.
I can say, I'm saying, like, when I didn't say anything. When I didn't say anything for 2 hours and these motherfuckers were in my man, because these Drake fans were calling this Drake album a classic. They were calling this Drake album a classic. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I was like,
the demos?
Yes. I'm being dead the fuck. When it dropped, they were literally calling it a classic.
It is
and I'm
what it
sitting
is.
there looking at.
I ain't debating that.
No, but I'm like, this dude
They're
can.
trying so hard, bro.
No, they
You know
were
what I mean?
dead ass serious. They sound like sea lions. He could drop anything, and they're like sea lions. Oh, clapping their fucking hands. Being dead serious, like,
shit.
wow, he can literally drop dog shit. And, like, literally, a sound of him taking a shit on the toilet, and then the cover art is the shit. And then they will make it go #1 on the charts because it's Drake. Eminem dropped. Right. No, I know that because Eminem did that on Fact and put it on his greatest hits album, and it went #1.
Yeah.
Even he can't believe that. He's like, I really put that on the greatest hits album. What was I on? It was the first track
Pills.
too. Yeah, of course.
Lots of them.
Lots
of pills.
Yep.
Someone tried to tell me Drake does records that are outside the norm for him. I'm like, what? Drake talked about a pill addiction? What?
Yeah,
You know?
I guess.
Whatever. Anyway, this episode.
Final
anything else?
note. Somebody send Blueface to Wendy's, man. Got to find out where the meat's at. Wendy's running out of meat, man.
Well, I don't even
Oh
eat
my
at
God.
Wendy's anyway. So
You don't eat at Wendy's?
That sucks.
What?
I only eat every once in a while, and it's very once in a while.
I love Wendy's, man.
Last time
Wendy's
I had
is fire,
Wendy's.
bruh.
Last time I got Wendy's was when Isaiah got it for me when I came home from work. And I was like, oh, thanks, Brent.
I love
That was it.
Wendy's,
That was
bro.
last time I
Wendy's,
ate.
the Wendy's breakfast.
It's like right by your house.
Yeah, Wendy's
too.
breakfast is fire. Oh my god, that breakfast baconator is a game changer.
Yeah, I like McDonald's better.
I still haven't tried it
Yeah,
yet.
that
to be
breakfast
honest with you,
bacon,
so I
that
ain't even
breakfast
go there
baconator
yet.
is wild. Like that's a whole different
Yeah,
experience.
nah, but that's
that motherfucker got
shit
sausage
looks
and bacon
good.
on that motherfucker.
yeah.
God damn.
Six strips
That
of
shit looks
six
hella
strips
good.
of smoked hardwood bacon. Like, let's be clear. McDonald's ever give you 6 whole hard applewood strips of bacon with your sausage?
That sounds. No. God damn, that sounds good. That does sound good.
And
I
potato
can make my
wedges.
Eggo walk. Damn.
Oh shit!
I will say Wendy's does have the best fries. They do. They have good fries.
Honestly, I fuck with them.
Their fries remind
They
me
have
of
good
their
fries.
fries remind me of Nations.
Yes, I haven't had Nations in
yup.
forever,
Ooh,
man.
we DoorDash
Seriously,
Larissa and I
it's been a
DoorDash
minute.
Nations last week. Game changer, bro.
Are they still around?
Where were y'all?
Oh shit! Where at? Where
Yeah,
at?
Nations.
Serious? That's what I'm
There's a
saying.
Nations in Hayward.
So they go all the way to your house, or
Yeah,
what?
because we're in Milpitas, so we're right right
Yeah.
on that edge where we can still get that Fremont Hayward,
Ah.
those Fremont Hayward restaurants. Well, when they DoorDash you some cheesecake, that just hit different. Like it's one thing to go get the cheesecake,
jealous,
but when
bro.
they bring
Real
the
talk.
cheesecake to you, nah, bro, that is different.
Yeah.
You know what's annoying about
saying,
DoorDash? You know
I'm
what's annoying
jealous.
about DoorDash or Uber Eats or Grubhub is when you ask for ranch and you
Yeah.
put it in your fucking thing.
Oh.
And you have to literally text them.
Yeah.
Because I put it in my description. You
Yeah.
have to text them. Like, yo, can you get ranch? And when they don't answer, you have to call the
Yeah.
motherfuckers just to let them know, yo, get my fucking ranch. And then they bring the shit to my house. And then I open the bag and there's still no fucking ranch.
No ranch.
And it's too late. And it's too late because you already tipped them $3.50 and shit like that.
Right?
And they're already gone. I can't call them. And it's like, I got no fucking ranch. You want to put ketchup on this?
You know
I
what?
want to put ketchup on this.
You know what you say after you look in the bag?
What?
You look in the bag and see that shit's empty, and you look up and just look out the window and say, "Your demise will be televised."
Be televised.
Somebody did this.
Oh shit! I can't believe they really said that to me. Banks really put that in my fucking in my mentions.
that's
like
wild,
your Demise
man.
review.
That's wild.
And then it was a gif of an owl. Like what the fuck?
Really?
And GIF of
You didn't mention that part, dude.
Well, yeah, I see. It was a gif of owls.
Wow.
Like a whole bunch of owls were in my mentions. Like
That's wild. That's crazy.
Ridiculous, bro.
Drake fans are really just. I'm telling you, they're up there with the Beehive, man. That's why. Man, these niggas, man.
And then,
this is why I want the Jay-Z versus
that's what I'm saying.
Drake shit to happen.
It ain't got nothing to do with Drake. It's Aubrey's Angels. I get it. And last but not least, I gotta end this. We gotta at least mention it. How do you guys feel now that the Pentagon has officially told us? Yeah, there's some UFOs out there.
It's not. I mean, it wasn't. It was obvious.
Yeah, but it's.
I kind of expected it and shit.
How do you feel now that the Pentagon, like?
Now that they're actually like admitting
Yeah,
it,
it's one thing for it to be conspiracies and seeing all that.
Yeah.
There's so many stories of aliens out there from people all over the world that have seen UFOs and all types of shit. It's like, well, no shit, they can't just hide it no more. So fuck it.
Yeah, it's like, damn.
And plus, they were probably quarantined. And they were just like, fuck it, just release.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like the
shit.
pandemic was just like, we ain't got shit to do. Let's just start up some shit. However,
Yeah,
somebody did bring up.
Not only that,
Somebody brought up a nice conspiracy theory. They said, you notice this COVID shit didn't happen until after they wanted to Naruto run on Area 51.
Oh, here you go.
Somebody did this.
that's doing too much, bro. What I was gonna say though is like, maybe it had to do with the skies clearing up. If you really think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like now it's like people might actually see something. Let me let y'all know UFOs are legit.
Can't hide behind the
Aliens,
smog.
if you show up,
Yeah.
if you show up, make sure you have a mask. Make sure you have your gloves. 'Cause I want y'all to be safe out here. Just be nice. You're a friendly neighbor.
Oh my god.
You're friendly. You're a friendly Earthling.
Yeah.
Just wear your mask. Wear your gloves.
Yo, as long as
That's it.
as long as their existence still leads to me filling up my gas tank with $15, I'm good.
Yep.
I'm
You
good.
fill up your gas tank for
Bruh.
$2
Yeah.
and some
I'm
change.
loving that
Bro,
shit.
I have my
That-
Safeway rewards from shopping for all the customers just racks up.
Oh yeah, I seen that shit. I
Yeah.
hate you right now.
2
By
weeks
the way,
ago, 2 weeks ago, I went to the Safeway gas station. That shit dropped from $2.39 a gallon to $1.39 a gallon, and I literally filled my tank up with $17. It was glorious.
Shit.
It was beautiful.
See? And this is why I hate you right now.
Wow.
Martine hit me up.
Well, then.
Martine hit me up. Yo, where you get that shit? I was like, Safeway rewards, bro.
I was like,
These niggas said,
where
fuck.
the fuck? Nah, real shit. As soon as you said that, I didn't like throw my phone, but I like spun it in the air, kind of. You know what I mean? I was like,
Like you
fuck.
do it up like fucking Roddy Rich, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
It's funny. Like I'm still thinking about 6ix9ine, man. We're really about to see what artists are gonna fuck with him.
Yeah.
We're really gonna see
For real.
So you can say, okay, let's take the guy. Yeah, 6ix9ine's gonna pull. Oh shit, I know what he's about to do. He's gonna do what Tory Lanez did.
I can see it.
What?
The whole quarantine on YouTube shit.
Nah, because isn't he going live on IG, not YouTube?
No. I'm saying for future when he wants to perform
yeah, I
and
can
shit.
see that. I can do. Yeah.
Yeah. And they
okay,
would-
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh yeah, we also didn't even talk about academics fucking jumping for joy when Drake shouted him out. I don't know if y'all saw that
I
shit.
don't care.
Nah.
Yeah, fucking nigga passed out after Drake taking like 4 shots for Drake because Drake told him to do it.
Good for him.
Like
man.
a little bitch.
Good for him.
No.
Yeah.
He lived out his dream.
Good for him.
Dreams
Good
money
job.
can buy.
High five.
Anyway, this is episode 181 of the iLLogical Sense podcast. You can always follow me on the Twitter. Shout out to Mr. Fab. You can follow me at Mr. Busby4 lowercase 08 on Twitter. You can follow the podcast at iLLogical SP. You can always follow us on the Instagram at the iLLogical Sense, and of course on the Facebook.
Give me a hell yeah!
Austin.
And over here,
Hell yeah.
you can follow me, JC No Hunters, all social media. I'm posting a lot more now. I figure why not? Post a picture a day.
Yeah, I see
Just
you.
let people know
You
I'm
on
alive.
Facebook a lot more. You post on
Right.
Facebook a lot more
Well,
now,
see, I
like
was-
reviewing
I
albums
know.
and
I
shit.
seen
Well,
that
no, I
shit.
always post on Facebook. I'm just in groups. Now I'm actually posting on my wall.
Yeah.
Like,
what I
oh,
meant.
Nah,
the wall.
I'll be on Facebook all day. I'll be on Facebook as much as I'll be on Twitter. I just be in the
Oh, yeah,
groups.
you nominated me for that 10-day album shit. Only did 2 days and just went, man, I don't got time for this.
Oh, don't feel bad. Shout out to our longtime listener, Keith. He nominated me, and it took me 2 weeks to get to my shit. So don't feel bad.
Yeah, I'm on day 2, and I'm gonna do day 3 maybe in the next few weeks.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Don't even worry about it. Playlists are live. I don't know. I think Busby's on schedule for the playlist this week, so there'll be another playlist.
I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it something because my shit fucking knocks, and it's still ongoing.
I bet.
Well, whatever.
But yeah, the
yeah.
last month's April playlist is all up now. Busby will have one later. We're doing playlists like crazy.
Yup.
It's some nice podcast shit.
Ain't got shit else to do.
Shout out to Prim.
Yeah. All right, you, Martine.
Yeah, you can follow me on all social medias at Beats Be Killing Them. And search Venomous, spelled VNMS, on all your digital streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Stream my new shit. Shit's fucking dope,
Hey.
man. I'm proud of myself, man.
Hell
Shit
yeah.
came out sick. But yeah, man, it's called 4 for 20 Fridays. Spelled a little funky, so just search my name. Yeah.
There you go.
Whoa.
Well, I don't know what else to say, but I guess my demise will be televised. What the fuck, man? You niggas are weirdos. Anyway, we out this bitch.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.